What is up, y'all? Sorry for my lateness. I was running behind today because there's just like a lot going on. Not only was I adding up all the content for today's show, but I also had some other little things pop up like, what was it? Oh, G Honda actually sent me some news and I was like, man, I gotta add that in. So it was like some last minute details that I had to add. And then I also had some Discord messages from some of y'all, and it some of it caught me off guard. It was like in a good way, like a good surprise. I don't know how much, I'm not gonna reveal too much details on this, but Smell the Roses hit me up with something, and shout out to her, but it brought tears to y'all. I was a little bit emotional before I even came on the show because it brought tears to my eyes, what Smell the Roses sent me. So stay tuned for that on Smell the Roses. Just some exciting things happening for her channel. So make sure y'all are subscribed to Smell the Roses. And just, you know, stay tuned because I'm telling you, she has some exciting things coming for her channel. But what else happened? Oh man, I feel like I'm missing some things. It was just a lot, y'all. It was just a lot going on. But I'm excited that we are finally here. Touchdown Tribe, we made it on a Monday. So let me go ahead and get to y'all's chats. I know Pooh Man was in here. Shout out to Pooh Man. Let me play your drop, Pooh Man.
Okay, fourth down and goal.
Oh, wait. Scratch that, y'all. It's a Monday. It's a Monday, y'all. It's a Monday. That's Prince Bud's drop. That's Prince Bud's drop. Let me act right. Let me act like I got some sense. We'll play Prince Bud's drop in a minute, but let me act like I got some sense and play Pooh Man's drop.
Rolex wearing. Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo! Limousine ride. Woo! Jet flying. Woo! Son of a gun. Woo! And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. They give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
Let's go. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, playing the right one for Pooh Man, let's play Prince Bud's drop.
Okay, fourth down and goal. I mean, just pure ecstasy. For this Chargers fan, the Chargers are tight at 17. If there's a definition of pure ecstasy, that's it. First sack of the night, Herbert gets rid of it, he's picked. Intercepted by the Cowboys.
Okay, there's Prince Bud's drop. And we have Couch in here as well. Shout out to Couch. Y'all go subscribe to his new channel as well as 3AM's. They both have new channels right now because YouTube be YouTubing. And sometimes YouTube scares me with the BS that they be on. But go make sure you subscribe to their channel. Okay, shout out to From the Black Couch. Okay, who else do I got for drops? What's up, Master Eagle? Good to see you here. Let's see, who else? I think that might be all the ones I have drops for. Oh, Derek. Can't forget the most important one, Derek. Shout out to Derek. Let's play Derek's drop.
Leave Chelsea alone. What's wrong with you, G Honda? I'm the one who's telling you about your fantasy. Listen. Send me your address so I can send you a rainbow flag. Since you want to look like Alicia Keys. That's okay, man. You can't even grow. You can't even grow enough hair. Okay? I'm not accustomed to a man wanting to look like a woman. And you too dark to look like her. Why don't you? You know what? You look like a good Jennifer Hudson. That's what you would look like.
Yeah, you look like a gremlin, nigga. You look like a gremlin.
You too dark to be Alicia Keys. You look like a
Jennifer
Jennifer.
Hudson. Hey, G Hudson. G Hudson.
You look like a gremlin and top row look like
G
a predator.
Hudson. That's your name for the year. G Hudson. That's your name for this year. G Hudson.
Oh man, yeah. You switch over to Jennifer, man. We'll call you G Hudson from now on.
This nigga said Jennifer Hudson.
Mean girl.
Chelsea got the real hard Chelsea with that big ass head.
Look,
He needs some milk.
Hey, I told you to leave Chelsea alone. I told you to leave Chelsea alone.
Hey Chelsea, just let me get your hat. I'll both head at the same time.
I told you to leave Chelsea alone. It's getting bad. It's getting worse for you, man. Just let it go and live for you.
He should have just left me alone, like Derek said, because it was getting worse for him. And he cannot have my hat, y'all. He been trying to take Rowdy away from me. He can't have this hat. He already stole my hula hoop. Y'all already know the hula hoop incident. Okay, so I think I covered all the drops. Let's go ahead and do the national anthem. All rise for the Touchdown Tribe national anthem. Y'all know, just like over in Coop's chat and over in Creekree's chat, we are patriots over here at the Touchdown Tribe. So all rise for the Touchdown Tribe national anthem.
On the Star Spangled Banner, Fergie.
That our flag was still there.
All right. Oh, and we have Project Leroy in the building. Shout out to Project Leroy, y'all. And shout out to Cases and Cam. Make sure y'all are subscribed to Cases and Cam, aka Daniel Cunningham. Make sure you are subscribed to his channels. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let me go through this chat. Shout out to Logan Motorsports. He's an Eagles fan. Y'all, he's been trying to recruit me as an Eagles fan. I'm telling you, that's not going to happen, okay? It's not going to happen, Logan. Like, yeah, they got some players from Bama, so it makes me hate them a lot less. But I can't abandon my Cowboys, you know? I know they've made me suffer my whole life, but that's neither here nor there. I'm used to it, you know? I'm used to it now. I'm numb to the pain, as they would say. Oh wait, did I play? Y'all, we gotta go back. I almost forgot to play Prince Bud's Drop again. Oh wait, no, did I play it? Y'all, it's a Monday. Let me know if I played. No, I did play it. Okay, I did play Prince Bud's Drop. I almost thought I forgot, but I did play it. Chelsea, it's not too late to join the Eagles gang. Nah, I can't do it. Can't do it. Alright, let's talk about what's on today's agenda for the show. So let's open up with a motivational video. And then I'm still messing around with the name for Derek's segment. Whenever Derek sends me a ton of content in the Discord, I have a little segment for Derek since, you know, on Creekree's, she has Ty Pro's Trauma Hour. So I was like, you know what? Derek needs a spot on the show. So I'm going to give him one. So we have Derek Delivers Sports. And it's good, y'all. He sends me some really great content. And then next Level Sports Lounge, I have like a special message from Next Level Sports Lounge on Dan's mom. So that was such a special moment last night on Next Level Sports Lounge. Make sure y'all are subscribed to their channel because it was a great show last night. And then we're going to go through all the updates in the NFL. Let's see, what else do I have? And then close it out with a motivational video. So that's on the agenda today. What is up, Rock? Good to have you here. He's from Next Level Sports Lounge. So make sure y'all are subscribed to Next Level Sports Lounge. And Poohman, thank you for being the greatest mod in the YouTube streets and dropping links. There's Cases and Cam's link. Alright, let's go ahead and open up with a motivational video. This comes from Stash Cash on YouTube. He just, you know, hit up my channel one day, and I can't remember where he came from. I want to say it was BD's channel, but it was nice. And then I seen his content and I was like, you know what? I need to have you as my opening motivational video. So this is where that's coming from. Here we go.
We talking about this today because when you first start, you overthink everything, bro. How you sound, how you look, what you saying, if what you doing even makes sense. And then on top of that, it's like, do I sound stupid? Is this even good? Who really gonna watch this? And that right there, like, I had to understand, because I had asked myself, like, why am I always in my head so much? Like, why do I feel like this? But then I understood just by me answering those questions and saying these things back to myself. I'm like, that's the fear. You feel me? That's the fear. It's not the camera. It's what comes with it. You know what I mean? It's being seen, it's being heard, it's being judged. And that'll stop a lot of people before they even start.
Y'all, what a great message.
We talking about
and that
this
is
today.
so me. If y'all know me, like CDT Beats, shout out CDT Beats. That's where my music comes from. Y'all know he is the music producer for the show. CDT Beats, go check him out on YouTube and go subscribe to him. But CDT Beats, he knows, like, I'm always in my head about something. Like, I'm always overthinking something. And that is genuinely me. Like, I overthink. I'm like, is anyone going to watch this? Is what I'm doing good enough? I overthink the way I look. All of it. All of the above is what I'm doing. And that does not need to be the focus. Like, I need to keep the main thing the main thing. We all do. Like, no matter what we're working on, whether it's like content or whether it's something at our job, it doesn't matter. Keep the main thing the main thing. Don't focus on outside factors. But that was such a great message. It really resonated with me. And again, this came from Stash Cash on YouTube. Let me play that one more time for y'all.
When you first start, you overthink everything, bro. How you sound, how you look, what you saying, if what you doing even makes sense. And then on top of that, it's like, do I sound stupid? Is this even good? Who really gonna watch this? And that right there, like, I had to understand, because I had asked myself, like, why am I always in my head so much? Like, why do I feel like this? But then I understood just by me answering those questions and saying these things back to myself. I'm like, that's the fear. You feel me? That's the fear. It's not the camera. It's what comes with it. You know what I mean? It's being seen, it's being heard, it's being judged. And that'll stop a lot of people before they even start. We talking about
That's
this
another
today
thing too, is the fear of being judged. That's another thing that gets me, is like, you don't want to be, I mean, the internet's brutal. We all know that. And so the fear of being judged, it'll keep you from pursuing a lot of dreams. And you can't let that stop you. You have to go after your dreams. And like I said, focus on keeping the main thing the main thing. But I see this is really resonating with a lot of y'all, because even Juice Drop, she said, yeah, I'm guilty of overthinking. Yeah, same. And then also seeing Logan Motorsports, he said, I overthink too. So I see y'all really resonating with this as well, and that's great. Let's see what you said. Mac, the trick is not to stop overthinking. It's impossible to stop thoughts. It's to take a step back and observe the thoughts grounded in your truth. That's great. That's a great advice. Like, great thoughts, great advice, because that's true. It's not to stop overthinking, because we're always going to have thoughts, but to just take a step back, analyze and observe our thoughts, and just stay grounded in truth. That's really good. That's really good, Mac. I like that. Oh, y'all, let me tell you about, okay, so I gotta tell you something about what happened to me at Juice Drops over there on Mailbox Sports. Shout out Mailbox Sports. But what did I do? Okay, never mind. Sorry, I thought I messed something up for a second. But over on Mailbox Sports, he had like a mock draft where the chat decides, and Juice, like whenever he was spinning the wheel, Juice Drops, aka Jay Walker, she got picked. And she was like, well, I'm working on a video right now. Y'all go subscribe to her channel. She just dropped a really great video. Make sure you're subscribed to her, okay? But she was like, I'm working on a video right now. I can't. She was like, Chelsea, you pick for me. And I was like, oh man, ironically, I was working on a video at the same time, but I knew who I wanted to pick. I had an idea. I wanted the Bears to go with a CB, and I picked Muhammad from Texas, and that pick ended up being like a B pick. And I was really proud of myself for that. I was like, yeah. And you know, the Bears, like a lot of the other ones, the big name ones, you know, they were already drafted. So to get a B for that, where we were at, I was really impressed. I was like, heck yeah. I was like, I know a little something. So that was exciting. But make sure y'all are subscribed to Juice Drops, and make sure you're subscribed to Mailbox Sports. What is up, Sports Chat? Afternoon to the hostess mods in chat. If you enjoy what you do, then it won't be a job. It would be a hobby. Truth. What's up, LC? Good to see you here, as always. Let's see what y'all are saying. I'm behind in the chat, y'all. Oh yeah, Pooh Man, thank you for dropping Juice Drops. Make sure you're subscribed to her channel. Pooh Man dropped the link. Okay. Oh, great pick. Thank you for that. I was really happy I did us justice, Juice Drops, aka Jay Walker. Alright. Moving on. Let's get into Derek Delivers Sports. So Derek sent me a ton of content in the Discord, and we're going to go through it.
To get hate on December 27th, 2024,
So
Arkansas faced
college football's most hated players, I think, or most hated player.
Texas Tech in the Liberty Bowl, and with just 2 minutes left and Arkansas up 39-26, the game was basically over. Arkansas's offensive lineman Fernando Carmona, a 6'5", 322-pound team captain, was walking around the pile after a play ended, but what he did next turned him into the most hated player in college football overnight. Texas Tech defensive back C.J. Baskerville was lying on the ground after making a tackle, and Carmona walked over, looked down at him, and stepped directly on his ankle, pressing his full weight
Way out of pocket for that.
Into it before casually reaching down to help his own teammate up like nothing happened. But that wasn't even the worst part, because according to Baskerville, after stomping on his ankle, Carmona trash-talked him while he was writhing in pain on the ground. No flag was thrown since the refs didn't see it, and Carmona tried to play.
Thrown is unreal. I feel like, I don't know, maybe this would cause a lot of other issues, but I feel like, you know, when things like that happen, that should be reviewable. And something should be done about that.
The whole thing off like he was just helping a teammate up, but the cameras caught everything. The next day, Baskerville posted 2 different angles of the stomp on social media, calling it straight up dirty, and within hours the video had millions of views. Former NFL running back Le'Veon Bell said Carmona should never play another down of football. ESPN analyst Booger McFarland publicly called him out, and fans across the country demanded a lifetime ban. And this wasn't even Carmona's first issue that night, because he had already been flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct in the first quarter. 2 days later, Carmona finally posted an apology saying he let his emotions get away from him, but by then the damage was already done. To get hate on December 27th, 2024.
Was already done. I'd say so. What's up, 3 a.m. y'all? I have his link pinned in the chat. Make sure you're subscribed to 3 a.m.'s new channel, because we got to get his subscribers back up. So make sure you are subscribed to 3 a.m. And again, I pinned the link in the chat. What's up, Go Cree Cree? Let me play Go Cree Cree's drop, y'all. We got Go Cree Cree here.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
Shout out to Go Cree Cree. Make sure y'all are subscribed to Go Cree Cree's channel.
DJ Baskerville was lying on.
Okay, which one are we on? Okay, we watched that one. Next, we have craziest ways players got cut. Again, this all came from Derek. So shout out to Derek. He's been sending me great content for the show.
Players got cut. Back in 2002, Ohio State had a true freshman running back named Maurice Clarett, and this kid was something special. In his very first game, he ran for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns against Texas Tech, and by the end of the season, he had rushed for 1,237 yards and 18 touchdowns, setting the school's freshman record. Then in the national championship game against Miami, he scored the game-winning touchdown in double overtime to give Ohio State its first title in 34 years. At just 19 years old, he was being called one of the most promising freshmen in college football history, but what happened next ruined everything. During the offseason, Clarett filed a police report claiming that over $10,000 worth of clothes, electronics, and cash had been stolen from a car he borrowed from a local dealership. Investigators looked into it and quickly found out the report was a lie because he had made up or exaggerated basically everything. But that wasn't even the worst part. While investigating the fake police report, Ohio State and the NCAA discovered that Clarett had been accepting thousands of dollars in improper benefits from a family friend. And when they questioned him
I knew
about
that was coming. As soon as I heard like a false police report with $10,000 or whatever it was, I was like, I bet you anything it has to do with something with accepting. And at the time, you know, you weren't allowed to do that. Like, but this is prior to NIL. I was like, I bet you anything it had to do with accepting gifts. And sure enough,
all of it. He lied to investigators 14 separate times. But here's what makes this truly insane. On September 10th, 2003, just 8 months after scoring the championship-winning touchdown, Ohio State suspended him for the entire season and eventually dismissed him from the university altogether, meaning he never played another snap for the Buckeyes. Players got cut. Back in 2000.
That's crazy, y'all. Crazy. But it's common. It's very common. What is up, Beard Man? Shout out to you, LC. Thank you for subscribing to 3AM's channel. Again, we're trying to build 3AM's channel back up because YouTube be YouTubing, y'all. And it's the same with From the Black Couch, y'all. We're subscribing to Couch's new channel as well, trying to build their subscriber count back up because their channels unexpectedly got deleted. But make sure you're subscribed to them. Okay, and let's see. Beard Man, I need to make that your job. I actually have... Hold on, where'd you say it? I'm still alive. I actually have that. I should make that as your drop. I just haven't added it, but I should make that as your drop. What's up, Vinny? Good to see you here. Okay, let's see. Keep it moving. Benched players. This was a good one from Derek. I really enjoyed this one.
Players who turned into college stars. Back in 2013, Luke Falk showed up at Washington State with 0 Division I scholarship offers, which meant he was not some hyped recruit or future star, just a skinny walk-on quarterback buried behind 7 other guys on the depth chart and basically invisible to everyone on campus. He redshirted that first year and lived the full walk.
So that Ohio State player, Derek, the Ohio State player, he tried to go to the NFL. They told him no. He ended up in jail. That's sad. That's honestly sad. And now you just look at how things have changed. And I'm glad that, don't get me wrong, I still think there's a lot that needs to be worked out in college football right now with the transfer portal and with NIL. But I am glad that players are getting paid. And that's just me. Y'all, call me biased. Y'all already know, okay? Call me biased, right?
That's just me. Now, maybe I'm biased a little bit. Maybe I'm biased a lot of bit. But who cares for this discussion?
Noon, he was literally serving food.
You know, maybe I'm biased on this because I have friends who were athletes, but I'm all for the players getting paid. I do, like I said, I do believe that there's a lot to get worked out with NIL and with the transfer portal, but I'm for the players getting paid. All right. Back to it. And this, again, is bench players who ended up being a star.
school's athletic director at a VIP table, and the guy had no idea the kid handing him plates would soon be the face of the entire program. In 2014, Falk finally earned the backup job, and when the starter Connor Halliday broke his leg midseason, the offense suddenly belonged to a quarterback who had barely thrown any real passes all year. But instead of folding under pressure, he walked into his first career start on the road and played like a veteran. That night, he completed 44 passes for 471 yards and 5 touchdowns with 0 interceptions, torching the defense and leading Washington State to a comeback win that instantly turned the unknown walk-on into the new starter. Over the next 2 seasons, he led the nation in passing, threw for more than 4,500 yards in a single year, and kept stacking late game drives that broke opponents' hearts. But he still wasn't done proving people wrong. By his senior year, Falk owned every major Pac-12 passing record with 14,486 career yards, 119 touchdowns, and more completions than anyone the conference had ever seen. The same kid who once catered food for the athletic director walked away as the greatest passer in Pac-12 history.
That's amazing, y'all. I love an underdog story. I'm a sucker for it. I can't help it. But for him to go from being that low on the depth chart, the QB depth chart, to being a starter when the QB1 got taken out from, I think, a broken leg is what it said, and to succeed in that way and set records, that's impressive. I love a story like that. But shout out to Real to Sports. Y'all make sure you are subscribed to Real to Sports. I should be on Real to Sports this Saturday, I believe, is what we had planned. So make sure you are subscribed to Real to Sports. Let me go to these drops, y'all. Since Real to Sports is here, let me find it.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby. Don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Blitz, Bama, blitz, baby. Blitz, Bama, blitz. I love America and I love the Tide, baby. And I love Will to death. Yeah, right. Don't give a shit about piss for the Tide.
Blitz, Bama, blitz. What's up, Aaron Laura? Good to see you here. Got Aaron Laura's drop. Let me play that real quick. Let's see. I'm not as quick as Coop, y'all. I'm not as quick as Coop with these drops and such. Shout out to Aaron Laura. Y'all go subscribe to Aaron Laura's channel. She drops really great recipes. She's also on this other channel. I'm blanking on the name. But I'm subscribed to them as well. She knows what I'm talking about, but she's a guest on their channel. Make sure y'all are subscribed to Aaron Laura. What'd you say, Pooh Man? Chelsea, I sent you 2 videos from, I can't say that name. Sue? Is it Sue? I can't say that channel name. I can't. He talks about the money NFL players. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check that out for sure.
Players who turned into college stars. Back in 2013, Luke Falk showed up at Washington State with 0 Division I scholarship offers, which meant he was not some hyped recruit or future.
My bad, y'all. Okay. Quan, what's up? I agree with you. Colleges were getting paid millions for years, and athletes didn't see a dime of that money. See? Quan, you get it. Quan, this is why me and you are like this. Quan, you need to be subscribed to the Next Level Sports Lounge if you're not subscribed to them already. They are Cowboys fans as well. Make sure you are subscribed to Next Level Sports Lounge. Y'all, I'm behind in this chat. I'm behind. I know I'm behind, okay? Gonna try to get through this. If they get paid, do they still have to pay for their education? I know that's a common debate. It's like if you get paid, you should have to pay for the education. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that either way. If you're getting paid big money and you can afford it, I wouldn't be mad if they had to pay for their education. But I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know, because then you could have the argument, well, they're playing for that school, so they shouldn't have to pay, because in the NFL, whenever you're on the team, they pay you. You don't pay them. So, I mean, I could see it. I could see the argument going either way, right? All right, let's see. What else are we talking about? Yeah, Roll Tide. Man, Derek, I'm surprised you said Roll Tide. Blitz, Bama, Blitz. Here we go. That's more like Derek. The Ohio State Buckeyes will be champions. I mean, I'm going to get into that one day. I'm going to get into my conspiracy theories maybe one day on college football. I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of skeptical to do it, but maybe I will get into that. Derek, I think I showed that one, the 6'4" wide receiver. I think I played that one already, maybe on the last show. Okay. Subscribe to Derek Gaines' channel. Oh wait, you know what, Cree? I've been telling Derek, you need to start a channel. You would have so many subscribers. Your personality is so big that you will gain so many subscribers. He needs to really start a channel. But for real, y'all, go subscribe. Even though he doesn't have a thing on there yet, go subscribe to Derek's channel. We need to prove to him that if he starts a channel, he will have a ton of subscribers. I want to prove to him that he needs to start this channel. So go subscribe to Derek, please. I know y'all like to throw tomatoes, but throw the tomatoes at it. Well, no. I shouldn't say that. So just subscribe to Derek, y'all, okay? I was gonna say, I'll tell you what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, y'all can throw tomatoes at him on his own channel, but then that was a little, y'all get carried away on that, okay? So I ain't trying to promote that now, but go subscribe to Derek. Alright, let's see, where did I leave off at? Okay, we watched the bench players. Let's look at the college football players that scouts ignored.
Years that college scouts ignored. Back in 2013, there was a quarterback at a tiny high school called Firebaugh in Central California who threw for over 5,000 yards and 59 touchdowns. And after all of that, the number of Division I scholarship offers he received was exactly 0. But what he did next is what makes this story insane. Allen enrolled at Reedley College, a junior college. And after dominating there, he personally typed up an email with his highlight tape and sent it to over 1,000 college coaches across the country, hitting every head coach, every offensive coordinator, and every quarterback coach he could find. The number of calls he got back, 0. But somehow, 2 schools eventually offered him a scholarship, Eastern Michigan and Wyoming, and that was it. And when Allen visited Wyoming, Eastern Michigan immediately pulled their offer, which meant that out of every single FBS program in America, Wyoming was literally the only school that wanted him. He took it, and then in his first career start, he broke his collarbone in 7 places and missed the entire season. But Allen came back, and he came back different. He dominated at Wyoming for 2 seasons, declared for the 2018 NFL Draft. And even though scouts kept questioning his accuracy because of a 56% completion rate in college, the Buffalo Bills selected him 7th overall. Most people thought it was a reach. But here's where the story gets crazy, because in 2024, Josh Allen won the NFL MVP award, becoming one of the most dominant dual-threat quarterbacks in league history, from 0 offers to MVP. Here's that college scouts.
What's interesting with Josh Allen is, me and Pooh Man, we've had this discussion before, but the top draft picks are not always the best. And I think, I'm wondering if it's not like a mentality type of thing, because these top players who were so used to this success, I feel like they grow complacent, and so they don't perform as well when they're in the pros as what these players who, were considered underdogs, like how they perform, because their mentality is, I gotta work to still prove myself. But it's interesting to me. Another thing is, it struck a memory. I'll never forget, y'all. Let me play my CDT Beats. The music producer of the show is CDT Beats, y'all. But I'll never forget that. Is my music playing? I can't hear it. Music, you better play. Hold on, y'all. What is up with my music? I gotta figure this out. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, it struck a memory, the collarbone incident, because I remember in high school, there was this kid, and I said, he's had so many collarbone issues that I don't think he will play in college. And this other kid who played football as well, he got into a heated argument with me over this. He was like, no, Chelsea, you're wrong. He will play at any D1 college and all this stuff. I was like, no, he won't. Guess who was right? Me. I was right. That kid did not play in college, and I knew he wouldn't. Okay, let me read your chats, y'all. Oh, wait. I wanted to talk about what Derek said on this one. Ohio State has a QB problem and they don't know who to start. I've seen that, Derek. I'm not too worried about it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not too worried about it because the same thing happened at Alabama with Nick Saban whenever there was controversy over Jaylen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa, who to start. I mean, I don't play too much into that. I think, you know, they'll be good. They'll be fine. I've been trying to peer pressure Derek into making a channel for a long time. Yeah, right? He needs a channel. Thank y'all. Chelsea, the top 20 players have been in the spotlight since Pee Wee football. True. But Allen can't bring it home. He fades in the playoffs. Truth, right? You know, I feel like Allen should just be one of those players who is amazing, but just never reaches a Super Bowl. That's a little bit selfish of me. I shouldn't want that for him, but I kind of do in a way. I just want him to, I don't know why. It's not that I don't like him, because I do like Josh Allen. It's just I want him to be one of those players that's so talented, but just never makes it to a Super Bowl. Alright, moving on. Let's see what else I got for y'all. I have from Derek, this will never happen again in the NFL. Let's see what this is about.
Things that may never happen again in NFL history. Back in 2007, the New England Patriots traded a 4th-round pick to the Oakland Raiders for wide receiver Randy Moss, who most people considered completely washed up after catching only 42 passes for 553 yards and 3 touchdowns the year before, while coaches and front office people openly said his skills were declining. But what happened next turned into the greatest wide receiver season in NFL history. In his very first game as a Patriot, Moss caught 9 passes for 181 yards and a touchdown against the Jets, and he didn't slow down from there. Week after week, Moss was scoring touchdowns like it was nothing, and by week 11 against the Bills, he caught 4 touchdowns all in the first half as the Patriots won 56-10. But the craziest moment was saved for the final game of the season. Going into week 17 against the Giants, Moss had 21 touchdowns and was just 1 short of tying Jerry Rice's 20-year-old record. He tied it early in the game, then on the very next series, Moss burned his defender down the sideline, and Brady hit him with a 65-yard strike that set 2 records on a single play, Brady's 50th touchdown pass and Moss's 23rd touchdown catch. But here's the part that makes this truly unrepeatable. Since Moss set that record, passing offenses have absolutely exploded with quarterbacks throwing 50-plus touchdowns multiple times, and the NFL even adding a 17th game. And still, no receiver has even reached 19th.
That's crazy. Yeah, like Derek said, Moss, we all know Moss was a beast. There's a reason why the NFL or ESPN has a segment called You Got Mossed. There's a reason for that. Derek, I love when you talk about Tua. You said Tua is 1 hit away from the Cabbage Patch. Oh, man. Okay. Next, ironically, we have worst chokes in the NFL from Derek.
Chokes in NFL history. The year was 1998, and the Minnesota Vikings were absolutely destroying the NFL with a 15-1 regular season record, a record-breaking 556 points scored, and a rookie named Randy Moss catching touchdowns like it was nothing. Their kicker, Gary Anderson, did something no kicker in NFL history had ever done, going a perfect 35 for 35 on field goals, and 59 for 59 on extra points without missing a single kick all season. But all of that was about to mean nothing. January 17th, 1999, the NFC Championship game. The Vikings were up 27-20 against the Atlanta Falcons with just over 2 minutes left, and Anderson lined up for a 38-yard field goal indoors with no wind and no weather to worry about. If he makes it, it's a 2-score game, and the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl. But the kick sailed wide left. For the first time all season, Gary Anderson missed, and it completely broke the Vikings. The Falcons marched down the field and scored a tying touchdown with just 49 seconds left. Then in overtime, the Vikings had a chance when Randall Cunningham threw deep to Randy Moss, but the pass was barely broken up. But here's the part that really stings. The Falcons kicker, Morton Anderson, stepped up and drilled a 38-yard field goal to win it, the exact same distance Gary Anderson had just missed from. The greatest team to never make a Super Bowl was sent home, and the Vikings still haven't won one to this day.
Man, that's tough for those Vikings fans on that one. What's up, CDTBs? Y'all know he is the music producer for the show. Let me play CDTBs' drop, because I'm bad to forget to play drops. I just get to talking about his channel so much that I forget to play his drops.
And you may now use your approved electronic devices. You'll find.
Shout out to CDTBs.
Chokes in NFL history. The year was...
Alright, let's see. What else I have for y'all? Keep it moving. We have unstoppable teams that fallen, I'm guessing, is what it says. We'll see. We'll see what this is. And again, this comes from Derek.
Going to be unstoppable but failed. The year was 2012, and the Arkansas Razorbacks
were unstoppable but failed is what this is.
Coming off an 11-2 season and a Cotton Bowl win with a number 5 ranking in the final AP poll. Their quarterback Tyler Wilson was being projected as the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Their running back Niall Davis was a preseason Heisman Trophy candidate, and they were ranked 10th in the preseason polls because everyone thought this was the year they'd finally challenge Alabama for the SEC title.
Hey, shout out AJ McCarron. I miss him. Y'all, he's the head coach. This is why I've been interested in the UFL, because AJ McCarron is a head coach for the Birmingham team in the UFL. So I'm really liking the UFL right now.
First, everything fell apart. Head coach Bobby Petrino crashed his motorcycle on an Arkansas highway and told everyone
we
he
were
was
just talking about Bobby Petrino the other day. Were we? Well, I guess it was last week, but we were just talking about Bobby Petrino because I was telling y'all about all the famous affairs that have gone on. Here he is. Here's this story.
Days later, a police report revealed he had a 25-year-old female staff member on the back of the bike, someone he'd been having an affair with and had secretly hired into the football program. 9 days after the crash, he was fired for cause, losing an $18 million buyout. But the chaos was just getting started. Arkansas replaced him with John L. Smith on a 10-month contract, and within weeks of the season starting, Smith publicly announced he was filing for bankruptcy with over $25 million in debt. Then at a press conference after a brutal loss, he just yelled at reporters to smile. Meanwhile, on the field, Wilson got a concussion in week 2 and missed the Alabama game, where Arkansas got destroyed 52-0. They lost to Louisiana Monroe as 30-point favorites, and they got blown out 58-10 by Texas A&M. But here's the part that stings the most. This team that entered the season with national championship hopes finished 4-8. Wilson's draft stock crashed from potential number 1 pick all the way to the 4th round, and Arkansas didn't win another SEC game for nearly 2 full years.
That is bad, y'all. That's bad. They went 4-8. They were projected to be a top team, but then went 4-8, had their head coach fired. That one guy had to file bankruptcy. That's like the worst things possible that could happen in a season. And I still feel like Arkansas is still struggling even after that, because they've had head coaching issues and whatnot. So that's interesting for Arkansas. All right. Play my CDT Beats, aka the music producer for the show. Y'all know, make sure you are subscribed to CDT Beats. We are a package deal, okay? If you subscribe to me, you subscribe to CDT Beats, okay? We're a package deal. All right, let's see. What's up, Postman? Let me play your drop since you're here. Y'all go subscribe to Mailbox Sports, aka Postman.
A lot of women listen to my podcast, and a lot of them want to bag an athlete. How could a girl bag you?
Be cool and hot.
Okay, are you looking for a new wife? Because we can't get divorced, and I would like a $5 million house, and So, what do you think?
Are you good with kids?
Do I have kids?
Are you good with kids?
Amazing.
We can talk later.
Shout out to Postman, aka Mailbox Sports. Y'all, he wanted a Jay Cutler drop, so I got him a Jay Cutler drop. I was between that one, I ain't gonna lie, Mailbox Sports. I was between that one and doing his arrest for your drop. But I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do the arrest. Even though I might still do it. Because I think that was great. Not that he got arrested or anything, but I love Jay Cutler. Y'all, I do love Jay Cutler. Alright, moving on. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You already know, CDTVs. You already know. Let me check the play call sheet for today's show, because y'all know I will get off topic if I don't look at this. Ooh, this is going to be good, y'all. Shout out to Next Level Sports Lounge for this. Like I said, last night they had such a great moment on the show. Like, it was so special. Y'all know I'm a crier, okay? I'm a crier. I told you earlier, shout out Smell the Roses. But Smell the Roses sent me a message in the Discord, and it just, I felt so honored. Y'all stay tuned on her channel because she has such exciting things coming. Just make sure you are, I don't know how much I can say, but just make sure you are subscribed to Smell the Roses and stay tuned on her channel for updates. But it, like, her message, it brought tears to my eyes. It was so special. All right, what was I saying though? Oh yeah, but this on Next Level Sports Lounge, this moment is another moment that made me cry. Like, I was so glad that I was not on their show because I was supposed to be on their show like at that time, but I was running behind, and I'm glad I wasn't on at that moment because I would have been crying, y'all. I would have been crying. Okay, let's go.
A guest I'm right here with.
Okay.
Here she is.
Hey, Mama Dan.
Hi, Mama.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
How's everybody?
Hey, we good. How you doing today?
I'm a little sore. Got my port put in.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, Dan's mom, shout out to Dan, Dan the man, but his mom is fighting stage 2 breast cancer. And this moment on the show was so special, y'all.
Okay.
They postponed my first chemo till the 22nd because the port needs to heal a little bit. So, but I'm good. I'm in good spirits. Everything's great.
So this show is basically dedicated to you. Okay.
Thank you.
Nobody actually knew, but this show is dedicated to you, okay?
Thank you very much.
And we have reasons behind it, all right? Play it.
Yeah, go first. Yeah, put it up on the main screen.
Put it up on the main screen. There go Blue.
I'm Blue.
Y'all, her reaction was so special. Like, did you hear her reaction? She was like, oh my gosh.
To everybody that didn't know,
We did it, Ma.
There go Rob.
Dan's mom was diagnosed with cancer, and we all came together for a reason. All dedicated to Mama Dan, you know. Dan is part of the family, and Mama is part of the family.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go,
Let's
y'all.
go.
Here we go, y'all.
Oh,
Here we go. Put up Jesse up there. Put up Jesse.
Put up Randy. Put up everybody.
So this is
the ball crew right now.
Dan.
We got Randy
we all
also.
the ball crew.
Yeah, this is such a special occasion that I opened my Blue. Put me up, Blue.
Y'all are
So this is the Cuban cigars that I just opened. Drinking
Shout
a
out to
whiskey.
Rock, y'all. They're in the chat right now. Shout out to everyone at Next Level Sports Lounge. But this is Rock. He's been in the chat. But they all shave their head.
celebrating this for you, Mama.
You're so awesome. Thank you
Welcome
so much.
to the Cue Ball Club.
Thank you so much. Y'all are fantastic.
Your family, we love you. We love
Yeah.
you. We love the fact that if it wasn't for you and Papa Dan, and Dan wouldn't be here. So we love Dan to death, and the fact that we made this with Dan and with you also, and yeah, my wife been itching for me to do this for the last month. She's been ready.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's been ready. So yeah, this is for you,
Y'all,
Mama.
and
Dan.
I had no
We
clue
love
that until she said something about her being sick, I had no clue that, she had cancer because she looks phenomenal. She looks amazing.
you to death.
We're gonna do this for his dad.
Oh yeah.
I think we need to have him. I don't know. I think it needs to be videoed. I mean, I think.
Yeah, so we were supposed to go over. We were supposed to go over and do Dad and Dan, but we wanted to just do it more like a surprise for you, Mama, so that and then we'll come after and do it
They
again.
surprised the whole family. Like, I think Dan was supposed to be in on it, but they went ahead and did it and just surprised them on the show like that. That was just an amazing moment.
And we'll get Dan and Dad.
We are gonna have a little get together to do that. And
Yeah.
I just need to know when to plan it for, and we'll plan it.
Okay.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, we most definitely. Y'all let us know when, and yeah, we most definitely will come through. Most definitely will come through, and you got a whole support family right here. We behind you 100%. We got a tribute video that's in the making.
Yep.
That we will send to
Y'all
you
stay
too,
tuned for
okay?
that. They have a tribute video in the making. Y'all gotta subscribe to them. Stay tuned for that. That's gonna be so special.
Yep.
It shows from
Being
us.
made.
Yeah, it shows from us shaving our head and everything, and yeah, it's all for the love that we have for you. All right.
Thank you so much, all of you.
We love you.
Really, really, really make me tear.
Yeah, Dan had no idea.
Yeah,
We'll
I
cry
had
with
no
you.
idea. I had no idea at all. I had no clue. I had no clue. The guest I'm
And
right
I
here
loved
with.
Dan's reaction as well, because Dan had no clue. He was surprised as well, so that was so special. But I want to dedicate my show to Dan's mom as well. Mama Dan, gotta dedicate this show to her and dedicate it to Next Level Sports Lounge. Again, make sure y'all are subscribed to Next Level Sports Lounge because that was just amazing. It just shows the power of a community on YouTube through like networking and everything, like the connections you build. That's one special bond to team up and do that together. But make sure y'all are subscribed to them. You will see me over there on their channel as well. I've been a guest on there. They make me feel, I'm kind of skeptical. I ain't gonna lie. I was talking to CDT Beats about this, but I'm skeptical about who I want to like collab with. And CDT Beats gave me some really good advice. He said, pay attention to who gives you credit and who just like takes the credit as their own. And Next Level Sports Lounge, they give me credit and they shout me out. So I feel like, there's a mutual respect there. So I like working with them. You'll see me over there on their channel and also on Real to Sports. I've been on Mailbox Sports' channel as well. So there's a few good ones that I really like working with, and Next Level Sports Lounge is one of them for sure. Great people, great community over there, and they're Dallas fans. Y'all know I did not have any Dallas fans in my chat, and I just was like waiting for the moment, and then look at God. God gave me a ton of Dallas fans. So that was nice. That was nice. And at first I thought they were trolling. I was like, are these a bunch of trolls coming in on my show? Because they were all coming in at once. And I was like, are these trolls? But no, they were very real. Yeah, that part, CDT Beats. You already know that part. Is that where you were last night? Yes, Cree. I was there. for those of you who don't know, I was ear hustling. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I was ear hustling on Creekree's show because Creekree was live at the same time. I was ear hustling on Creekree's show, and I was in her chat while I was on Next Level Sports Lounge. So I was multitasking, and I think I did pretty well. I don't think anybody noticed, and so yeah, Creekree, that's where I was last night. Oh, and y'all, I told Creekree, Derek, I don't know if you see my message on this, but y'all, I met someone who is just like Derek. I kid you not. Shout out Momo. Momo is a Washington fan, but shout out to Momo because he said on Next Level Sports Lounge last night, he was like, you're on the list. I think he told Vinny, I think it was you. He said that you were on the list. I was like having like deja vu because of Derek. Because Derek, y'all know on Creekree's channel, Derek is all the time talking about how you're on the list. And I instantly thought of Derek. I was like, man, that's crazy. So yeah, I met someone kind of like Derek. I have a cat named Momo. Oh, that's cute. What's up, Tiffany? Good to see you here. Dallas fans are like roaches. They're everywhere. Isn't that what Stephen A said? Okay, let me go through what y'all are saying. That's what you're doing. Let's see. How about them Cowboys? How about them, right? Cowboys Nation. That's right, Quan. How about those Cowboys? Thank you, Chelsea. Of course, y'all. Of course. Gotta give credit where credit's due. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Chelsea, for the shout out to Next Level Sports Lounge. You already know. You already know. Like I said, give credit where credit is due. Thank you, everyone, for the thoughts and prayers for the mom. Of course, Dan, y'all, we're really rooting for Dan's mom. And she looks amazing, y'all. She looks amazing. I never would have thought, you know, she had cancer until they said something. I was shocked. But that, I mean, it was like one moment after the next, and I just had tears flooding. I think I cried it all out of my system last night, but I had tears flooding. Like, before I came on the show last night, I was like, I have to wipe these tears off. The list is a Bible now. Derek, I'm just glad I'm not on your list, okay? I'm just glad that I am not on your list. And I don't ever want to be on your list after you defended me against G. Hudson. Chelsea wants to... Now, LY, don't go saying that, okay? Don't go saying that. False propaganda. Like, no, this is another one trying to recruit me to be an Eagles fan. It ain't happening, y'all. It ain't happening. Okay, moving on. Oh, speaking of, y'all, speaking of Dallas and everything, being a Dallas fan, G Honda sent me this. This is part of why I was late. Can I blame G Honda for why I was late? I shouldn't be a blame person. I kind of want to blame G Hudson though. I'm not going to. I won't. But sent me this, and I didn't see it till last minute, and I was like, I gotta add this onto the show. But it's talking about the legal trouble with one of the Dallas football players. So shout out to G Honda, aka Still Magnetic Network. That's his channel. Y'all can go subscribe to G Honda. I'll give him a shout out, even though he's a hater. But here it is.
So developing at this hour,
Y'all might have to turn up your volume, because again, this was last minute, so I didn't have time to like go back and edit it, fix the volume or anything like that. But yeah, just make sure your volume's up for this.
Marquise Bell was was arrested in Prosper last night on 2 drug charges, including 1 felony. Fox 4's Jeff Kolb is in studio with what we know so far. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Casey, there are several unanswered questions tonight surrounding the 27-year-old Bell's arrest, including a peculiar type of affidavit listed in the Collin County records about this case. This is the mugshot of Bell. Prosper police tell Fox 4 that Bell was stopped while driving at 10 o'clock Friday night. An officer smelled marijuana, performed a probable cause search of his vehicle, and found less than 2 ounces of marijuana, along with a THC e-cigarette, which is a penalty group 2 controlled substance that carries a felony charge. The case events listed on the Collin County website show that Bell attended a magistration hearing, and that there was an affidavit.
Is it Matt? I don't know. I can't say it, y'all. I can't say it. I'm like Ocho with Raleigh now lately. I can't say Stillmatic. Oh, it's Stillmatic. I can say that. Is it Stillmatic? Maybe I can say it. Stillmatic Network. Is that what it is? You got me distracted. Postman, don't do that to me. You got me distracted. Back to it, y'all.
Indigency, which is a document filed when individuals cannot afford to pay for court fees. It also lists personal bonds posted for both drug possession charges. No attorney is listed, and the status reads, case is closed. Fox 4 has requested an arrest affidavit with more details about the circumstances surrounding the arrest from Collin County, but we have not received that yet. As for the football part, Bell is under contract with Dallas through 2027. He signed a new 3-year extension with the club last year worth $12 million. Bell has played in 48 games for Dallas since joining the franchise in 2022 after going undrafted. As a college player in 2017, Bell was expelled from the University of Maryland after a violation of the Student Athlete Code of Conduct.
I didn't realize he went to Maryland. That's where, that's where Stephon Diggs came from, Maryland.
I reached out to the Dallas Cowboys tonight about Bell's arrest. A spokesperson.
That's the new joke, y'all. That's the new joke. It's so ironic because on Talk Me Through It podcast, shout out to Tierra and D. I think it was D. D was having trouble saying a word that Mo had said in the chat, and I broke it down for her with how to say it. Now look at y'all doing me like that. I cannot believe it. Usually I'm not that bad, but here lately I've been drinking something from Ocho's water. I don't know if that sounds bad or not, but I can't pronounce nothing lately. Talking about clap it out.
Aware, but declining to comment at this point. Casey?
Jeff Kolb, a developing story that we will continue to follow here as the information comes in. Jeff, thanks. We'll see you in a little bit. Let's get you to the
Okay, so I said last night on the Next Level Sports. See, I can't speak. The Next Level Sports Lounge, shout out to their channel. But I said last night that isn't it just like the Cowboys to get a player with some sort of legal trouble? Granted, we were talking about Bain at the time, Reuben Bain, but then you have this going on, and it's just like, ain't it just like the Cowboys to have someone with some sort of legal trouble, and they just signed him to a 3-year deal. I'm telling you, it's always something. But Erroneous E asked if he was selling. I think it was just possession. Yeah, is he selling or possession? I think it's just possession. They didn't give, the court document didn't say anything about intent to sell. So I'm guessing it's just possession. So I'll try to stay up to date with that, what ends up happening. It did say at the end, like, the case was closed, but they were reaching out to try to get their hands on a court document to find out more. So I'll try to stay up to date with that. But that's the latest with Bell. And that came from G Honda, aka Stillmatic Network. I always want to say Still Magnetic. I don't know why. But Stillmatic Network. I can say it right this time. Yeah, Ralia. It's Ralia. Ralia. Not Raleigh. That was funny, y'all. That was funny. Moving on to the latest news with the New York Giants. Shout out Stephen James. I don't know where Stephen James is, but here's some Giants news for him.
Of everything changing. There's some rumors, a buzz about what Thursday night could look like into the weekend. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, Shefty, from what you're hearing, are we expecting a trade-heavy draft this weekend? Well, next weekend.
It's a good question. I think usually the way that trades are driven in a draft are from quarterbacks. And with the lack of them in the first round, I don't think that we're going to get more trades than usual in the first round. Look, we've already seen more player trades this offseason from where we are now than any offseason in NFL history. So the trading part has come with players. And I still think that we still could get more player trades on draft weekend. And there will be the usual activity of some teams jockeying around the board, moving up, moving back, but I don't think it'll be more than usual. And it might just be less than usual because, again, last year, if we think about it, the Giants jumped up to 25, I believe, to go get Jackson Dart. And is somebody trading up to 25 for Ty Simpson this year? Again, maybe, maybe not. That could happen. If it does, that'd be one trade, but that would be the only quarterback trade. So I think we're certainly not going to get more movement across the board. I'm not expecting in a draft like this, but there always is some.
Okay.
Is Dexter going to be dancing out there?
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling y'all, I'm not impressed with the draft class. I'm just not impressed. I don't know what it is, but it's just not as impressive as what it's been in the past. It's sad. I don't know if I've ever been this disappointed in a draft class as I am for this one.
I gotta figure that out.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Not the only one.
Dexter definitely does need to be deemed done, for them sooner than later. Because this is somebody that, everybody would want?
Oh, yeah.
This is we can get Sexy Dexy on our team. A guy who I think everybody thinks is hilarious.
Yeah.
And is also unbelievable at football. Mm-hmm. That's crazy because his contract
says he's not. I can't remember who it was, but it was on Real to Sports. Real to Sports, if you're still here, you can tell me who it was who said this. But one of them on Real to Sports, he was like, I'm not calling him that. Because everybody was calling that guy, Sexy Dexy. I don't even like calling him that. I think that's weird. Like, I ain't calling you that. But that's his nickname. That's his NFL nickname. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm not calling you that, buddy. I'm not calling you that.
Paid as much as somebody who is an elite passer, rusher or D lineman, but he certainly thinks it. But they have 2 years, right? Don't they have 2 years of this thing?
Yes.
That's
right now.
That's not a lot of leverage, but if you obviously put it into the world that potentially available, John Harbaugh, is he going to just move on from Dexter Lawrence? John Harbaugh's always had a great defense. Always had a great defense.
He saw it coming. He said, I saw it a couple weeks ago.
The Giants, okay, I ran into some Giants folks this weekend at a golf tournament, Schefter. And they seemingly have a lot of hope.
Man. I ain't mad at that. Chelsea, that means this draft will be legendary because no one likes this draft. Y'all know I like an underdog story. Wouldn't that be something if everyone that was doubted in this draft class ends up balling out? I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad whatsoever if they end up having legendary careers. I ain't mad at this, Pooh Man. You're onto something with that. I like that.
Oh yeah,
like they are.
They're the team this year.
They are very, very, very optimistic. That was pretty cool to hear because obviously we experience Bruce every day where he's like,
right,
yeah, this
CDT?
is the
right. Y'all make sure you're subscribed to CDT Beats. He is the music producer for my show. Y'all gotta make sure you're subscribed to him. We're a package deal, like I say. But you said I ain't calling no man sexy, right? Like, I'm not doing that. Like, this is just weird to me. I don't know who gave him that nickname, but they were out of pocket. If that nickname came from a man, I'm questioning you. I'm questioning you because there ain't no reason for that man to have that nickname.
We're really doing it. It feels like there is a sense of optimism amongst the Giants fans. Would Dexter getting sent out of town diminish that or help that? How would you feel about that, Bruce?
Well, first of all, I'm not convinced.
Schefter will answer that.
I'm not convinced that. I don't think they want to trade him. I think they prefer to hold on to him. But the question is, can they figure out something that's going to keep Sexy Dexy happy and keep him in New York? And that's what we're going to find out here. But if you go back to last year, there was a point in time, a brief period, when Cam Scatterby was healthy, and it was right before Malik Neighbors went down and Jackson Dart started playing. Like I said, a brief period where you looked at that team, and they had more juice than any recent Giants team, which isn't saying a lot, but they looked like one of the most exciting young teams in football. They were a team that looked like they were going to compete for a playoff spot, have a chance for a playoff run, and then they lose Neighbors, and things started going south, and the season dissolved from there. But right now, they've got to figure out this Dexter Lawrence issue. He obviously wants to have his contract addressed. He's coming off a slightly down year compared to what he's played like in other years, all pro in other years.
Coming off of a down year and then wanting your contract reconstructed, that's interesting to me. I don't know. I don't think you're getting that, buddy. I just don't think you're getting that. I could be wrong, y'all. I could be wrong, but I don't know. And I'm wondering, do y'all think he will get traded or do you think he stays? I want to know what y'all think about that.
The Giants are trying to figure out a way to make him happy. They'd rather not deal him, but I can tell you there are teams out there that are trying to figure out if there's a way they can make it happen.
Okay, let's talk quick.
Okay, that's it for that one. Moving on to the Colts.
Let's talk about the Colts. Go ahead, Todd.
Shout out to Cases and Cam, a.k.a. Daniel Cunningham. Make sure y'all are subscribed to his channel. I believe he is a Colts fan. So, here's some Colts updates.
Colts. Chef, you reported over the weekend that the Colts and Kenny Moore have kind of mutually agreed, hey, we need to find a trade partner. You know, this is a good run, but it's over. What's the latest on that situation? And if this is going to happen, how quickly do you think we'll see Kenny Moe with a new team?
I think that you always see a slew of moves made draft weekend. Like, to me, it wouldn't surprise day 2, day 3. We saw Kenny Moore dealt at that point in time to a team that likes him, that didn't get a slot cornerback that it wanted, that comes up in the last day. Like, you always see moves like that made around the draft. So I think that's the first and next window to see a Kenny Moore trade here.
So Kenny Moore is supposed to be traded. I ain't mad at it, to be honest with you. He's 30. You know, near that time where you start getting those 1-year deals with teams being traded. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at it. But shout out to Prince Bud. He said, best producer I've worked with. Shout out to that. Shout out to CDT Beats. And shout out to you, Prince Bud, for saying that. Best producer I've worked with. I know that's right. I know that's right. Shout out to CDT Beats, y'all.
Day 3 or so. And look, it's out there. People know that he's available. And it sounds like he and the Colts have had very amenable conversations. They're both on the same page here. And it's only a question of now where he's sent to during the draft, I would guess.
Amenable is certainly a good way to describe those conversations. If you were to use another word instead of amenable, you would say, now, amiable?
Amenable. Amenable or amenable?
You said
Those
amenable.
are two different words.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what either of them mean. I didn't know if you were saying amicable. I don't know if you were saying, what is amenable?
What is amenable, y'all? So I'm not the only one struggling with words here. We got Shefty struggling with words, but although that actually is a real word. That is a real word.
Well, I don't know here. Amenable and amicable, amenable. Like there's a lot of options here.
I'm talking your words. I'm trying to figure out what you I'm trying to figure out what you said, Michigan man. Okay, I'm trying to.
Postman, you said they going too far to continue to do it because now y'all being weird, especially when Shefty is wild. What do you mean by Shefty is wild? Shefty, like, he's the most reputable reporter that they look towards. That's why he has all this NFL insider knowledge and all these connections. So I don't think he's too wild. The only thing I will say that he should lay off of and that he is out of pocket for and pretty wild on is anytime he reports on any type of legal issues with a player, because he's said some out of pocket things when it comes to that. I think he needs to stay away from that. Just work on the business side of it with the trades and the deals and all that. I really like Shefty when it comes to that. But if he's reporting on like any sort of legal trouble, I ain't for that, because he's been known to say some out of pocket stuff. Oh, Shefty calling him. Thank you, Postman. Okay, I was like, what you saying? What do you mean he's wild for that? But you were referring to the name of say. I'm not calling him that. I'm not calling him that, y'all.
Figure out your big brain. You said Kenny and the Colts have had some amenable conversations. Does that mean
Amenable is open to suggestions?
Amicable.
Well, hey, hold on though. Amenable is open to
Shout out to you,
suggestions. So
Oscar, for that. Hey, Chelsea. Hope all is well. Another great show, as always. I'm so grateful for that great live the other day. Was telling the chat about it last night. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Oscar. Shout out to you for that. That really, truly means so much to me. That's so motivating to me, y'all, when you send me great feedback like that. It keeps me going. Because I ain't gonna lie, y'all, CDT knows all too well how I am with the overthinking, and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I just want to give up on it, because I'm like, I ain't good at this, it's not for me, I need to give up. But when y'all send me messages like that, it just keeps me going. It keeps me motivated, and y'all getting me, like, these new, like, subscribers in the chat for us to build a community together for the Touchdown Tribe, it's so special. It really is. I don't take that lightly.
Probably.
Exactly. They're both amenable, applicable conversations.
Exactly. I think this would be amenable potentially. Someone open to suggest.
Amenable.
No, but amenable too. You never know. Hey.
Yeah, see, they brought up the definition, Aaron Laura. Shout out to you, Aaron Laura, my fellow nerd. Me and her, we like our like word games, Wordle. She's my team captain over there on Cree's channel playing Wordle. I dubbed her team captain because she comes with it when it comes to these words and definitions.
Yep.
You know, the whole thing.
Sound like you're from London.
Hello, Governor. It's always fun whenever you do that.
He said hello, Governor. Like, I don't know why, but I thought of Coop. When he says, hello, Governor.
Whenever you say amenable and amicable and everything, you're saying they both understand that they're done, basically? This is kind of one of those situations?
Yeah. They're here's a very basic way for me to say what I was trying to say when I came off like the moron that I am. They're on the same page here, Pat. They're on the same page.
We are the morons, not you, brother. Don't you worry about any of that. Okay, so Kenny Moore, we would like to say thank you for your service to Indianapolis.
Kenny.
He showed up here. He balled out. He had great moxie. He represented the Colts very well in the community. He's beloved here in Indianapolis, and celebration is sweet. I mean, Kenny Moe is beloved here in Indianapolis. So if him and the organization have the similar feeling as the city and he have, it's just like, hey, thank you for everything. Obviously, it just hasn't worked. Maybe we get a positive outcome for you. That's good shit.
Dang, that
I
was a
appreciate
good
that that's
hit.
happening.
I don't know if y'all pay attention to the highlights when they talk, but I pay attention to those highlights there. That's a good hit.
We will miss Kenny Moe, though.
Yeah,
I mean, let's not
came to the old office.
Yeah, we love. Hey,
Kenny's gone. Pittman's gone.
Another great play. He got I think he got the ball out there.
That's what I'm saying. I thought Kenny was
great on the field. He reached at the mark. I believe he became one of the highest paid slot corners when he signed his last deal. And then obviously on the football field, 9 years here, unbelievable time, especially as an undrafted free agent. And then off the field, he's been great in the community as well. Walter Payton Man of the Year. We got nothing but great things to say about Kenny. He's got a lot of good football left.
Good luck, Kenny.
We got him, Kenny.
I don't love that. That's just,
Wants to win.
A lot of guys are jumping ship. Kind of got to respect it.
Respect what?
How much can you take, Hey, nothing's changing around here. I guess I'll just get me out of here.
No,
that was funny. Shout out to them for that. But Aaron Laura, you said that I reached 272 subs. That's amazing, y'all. Shout out to y'all for that. We building the touchdown tribe up. We slowly getting them first downs on the YouTube field, as I like to say. But we hit the goal. We're at 272. I actually meant to change my little goal thing, but I forgot. Y'all. I fumbled the ball on that one, but I'll work on a new goal. But at least we hit it, right? At least we're slowly gaining them first downs on the YouTube field, moving them chains. Shout out to us for that. Okay, moving on to Travis Hunter, y'all. Shout out to Highway 20 Skinny. I don't know where you are, my little stalker, as I like to call him. I don't know where you are, Highway 20 Skinny, but here's an update on Travis Hunter.
So we'll try to get down there. We'll try to get
Next
down
year.
there. Maybe next year we'll try to get down there. Sheffy, let's talk about some things that happened over the weekend in the football world. Most notably, okay, Travis Hunter allegedly going to one side of the ball. Okay, we are officially turning Travis Hunter into a defense player and then maybe have a little bit of a package on the offense side. That was reported by your peer, Ian Rappaport, posting ESPN links.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as to become one in the NFL Network ESPN world. Obviously, we're pumped up about that. We know Rapp. We know you and Rapp will have an incredible relationship. But on that note, Travis Hunter immediately responds and goes, "No, who told you this? Huh? Who's saying all
Hold up.
this?"
Breaking news. Ginn Jr. arrested for drunk driving. Shout out to you, Derek. I'm Googling this as we speak, y'all. Let's see. Ginn Jr. So, former NFL wide receiver and return specialist and the current head coach of the Columbus Aviators has been arrested for DWI a day before a game, it says. Let me look into this real quick. So, former NFL wide receiver and return Ginn Jr. has apologized after being arrested for DWI on Saturday. Ginn, now the head coach of the UFL's Columbus Aviators, was booked into the county jail around 3:30 p.m. The 41-year-old was allegedly stopped by police around 12:58 after failing to yield on a turn and was given a field sobriety test. All right, there's the update on that. Shout out to Derek for the breaking news. That's crazy, y'all. I wonder what's going to happen with that. You know, I should have said this earlier whenever I was reporting on the ball situation with Dallas. But I believe in innocent until proven guilty over here. So I know people like to convict these athletes and coaches in the media before there's an actual trial or court date or anything like that. But we believe in innocent until proven guilty over here. So I'm believing he's innocent until proven otherwise, until I know a ruling. But back to the Travis Hunter news. Hold on. Derek, that's breaking news? Yeah, it came out, well, I think it came out like a day ago, but they just gave another update. So, there was the most recent update. I haven't heard of Ginn Jr. in a minute. Yeah, right? See what else y'all are saying. I'm going to catch up with the chat. I'm way behind. I just realized. Maybe because I get sports notifications is why I seen it earlier. Yeah, this was just, so like I said, it happened like a day ago, but they just updated it. Let's see. When did they update this one? So it came out a day ago, but then the most recent update that I just gave was from an hour ago. Okay. Let's see what else y'all are saying. Ginn? It's pronounced Ginn? Are you kidding me? I'm saying Jen. I'm saying Jen, y'all. Ginn. I ain't saying Ginn. Jen sounds better to me. Jen sounds better. I'm gonna call him Jen. Let me just call these players what I want to call them, okay? Not Jen, but Ginn. Like the word again. Like a guinea pig. I ain't calling him that. I'm calling him Jen. Jen sounds cooler. Let me just rename these athletes, okay, y'all? I can say Tua Tagovailoa, but I can't say what is it? I want to call him Jen, but it's Ginn. I guess y'all are saying it's Ginn. But I'm calling him Jen. I'm calling him Jen, okay? Jen is actually funny, right? Just let me rename these players. You know what? If they want to name that guy Sexy Dexy, let me name this guy Jen, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Don't hate, y'all. Don't hate. I've been trying to get to this, and y'all distract me. But this is back to the Travis Hunter update on what they're planning to do. If they're planning to utilize him in one position or just keep him on both sides of the ball as a CB and a wide receiver. Here you go, CDT. Is it I want to say Iverson, but is it Inverson? I know I say that name wrong, okay? I've been doing that for years, but I say Iverson, but it's Inverson, I guess. Just let me rename these players, y'all, okay? Let me rename these players in peace. At least I can say Tua Tagovailoa.
And then there was a response from, basically the game. A response from the game that was like, hey, Young Buck, Tony Jefferson responds, they told him that. Okay? They ain't told you yet.
I'm not going to be able to get through this, y'all. Look at what Postman just said. Man, y'all are roasting me already. Okay, so, Postman, you said you want to presume the innocent on DUI, but then call him Jen. You know what? I can't help it. I can't help the irony of this, okay? His new name is Jen. But he is innocent until proven guilty, okay? He is innocent until proven guilty. And I just renamed him Jen. How ironic. The irony of all of it. You said it right the first time? Wait, is it Iverson? Is it Iverson? Or is it Inverson? Don't get me mixed up, CDT. Which one is it? First, I say Iverson. Second, Inverson. So is it 1 or 2? You don't say Iverson, or you'd be pronouncing it correctly because it ain't Inverson. What did I say last time then? So it is Iverson. I feel like I've been saying Iverson. Y'all got me messed up.
Welcome to the league, kid. So Tony Jefferson with an outstanding OG tweet right there.
Been around for a while.
Which is basically the game, by the way, and you insiders know that. You, more than anybody, obviously, in this entire game. You will know stuff way before players will know it, way before agents would even know it. Somehow, that's how your sources kind of work. That's kind of the game. I remember playing for the Colts and being at practice.
I'm waiting for Derek to say, clap it out, Chelsea, clap it out. Iverson. Okay, so I feel like I said that right. There you go, Derek. Clap it out, Chelsea. I'm gonna have if I ever get merch, y'all. If I ever get merch, we're gonna have a shirt that says "Clap it out." Clap it out, Touchdown Tribe. Clap it out.
And then getting out of practice, looking at my phone, and something was broke.
Yo, I'm starting this whole video over. F it, we do it live. I don't care. I ain't heard a dang word they're reporting on because y'all got me messed up on Iverson and how to pronounce these names. Like Jen, okay? It's Jen, it's not Ginn. It's Jen. His new name is Jen.
So we'll try to get down there. We'll try to get
next
down
year.
there. Maybe next year we'll try to get down there. Sheffy, let's talk about some things that happened over the weekend in the football world. Most notably, okay, Travis Hunter allegedly going to one side of the ball. Okay, we are officially turning Travis Hunter into a defense player and then maybe have a little bit of a package on the offense side. That was reported by your peer, Ian Rappaport, posting ESPN links. Okay, as to become one in the NFL Network ESPN world. Obviously, we're pumped up about that. We know you and Rapp will have an incredible relationship. But on that note, Travis Hunter immediately responds and goes, "No, who told you this? Huh? Who's saying all this?" And then there was a response from, basically the game. A response from the game that was like, "Hey, young buck." Tony Jefferson responds, "They told him that. Okay? They ain't told you yet, Rook. Welcome to the league, kid." So Tony Jefferson with an outstanding OG tweet right there.
Been around for a while.
Which is basically the game, by the way. And you insiders know that. You, more than anybody, obviously, in this entire game. You will know stuff way before players will know it, way before agents would even know it. Somehow, that's how your sources kind of work. That's kind of the game. I remember playing for the Colts and being at practice and then getting out of practice, looking at my phone, and something was broke from 2 minutes before that. And I'm like, how's the whole world? How is this? They know, you know. Can you tell me what you know about this particular situation and the conversation as a whole? Because this was going to be, and from our source says, the Browns were going to draft Travis Hunter, I believe, as well. I believe Travis Hunter was going to be drafted.
Ain't that some tea? Ain't that some tea? What if, which makes sense, right? Since they got Sanders in the draft, what if their plan for the Browns was to draft Hunter and draft Sanders together, to keep them together? What if that was what the Browns' plan originally was? It just got messed up because the Jaguars ended up getting Travis Hunter.
Number 2 overall to the Browns if the Jags hadn't made a massive trade. How would that have looked with the Browns versus what it was going to be talked about when Stoner told us about
Aaron Laura, I was just thinking about that. I'm still alive. I got that as a drop. I might make that Beardman's drop and then just have it in general for the chat whenever we say I'm still alive. But I got that. I got that as a drop. Shout out the Do Better podcast, Theo Coop. That's where we originally seen this video at. Make sure you're subscribed to the Do Better podcast, aka Theo Coop.
The mold of football as a whole down there in Jacksonville when they trade everything like that. What are your thoughts on the situation? What do we know right now, Schefter, as I way too elaborative response to inform people what the hell's going on?
As you await your master's invitation. Here's what I would say about Travis Hunter right now. It's middle of April, and there's a lot of ways this can go, but here's the way that I expect it to go right now. He is going to have his snaps at cornerback spike this year. So it was 162 snaps on defense last year, 324 on offense. He's still going to play offense too. The difference this year is just that they lost Greg Newsome in free agency to the New York Giants.
Shout out to Lloyd, the main host of the Next Level Sports Lounge. Y'all know earlier I played the little clip from their live last night where the guys all shaved their head to support Dan's mom fighting stage 2 breast cancer. So y'all make sure you are subscribed to the Next Level Sports Lounge. That is the host, Lloyd. But again, make sure you're subscribed to their channel to stay updated. They're going to be having another video, I believe, released, a special dedication video for Dan's mom as well. So make sure you're subscribed to their channel to stay updated on that and to get the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Y'all know I'm a Dallas fan. Y'all will see me over there as well as a guest on their channel. They support me, I support them. It's a great environment over there. So I really appreciate Lloyd and the guys over there at Next Level Sports Lounge.
They traded Tyson Campbell during the year for Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome leaves in free agency to go to the New York Giants. They have 11 draft picks, including 4 on day 2. So the Jaguars are going to be very active on day 2 of the draft here. Maybe they'll draft another cornerback. Maybe they won't. But I can tell you that the plans are to use him at wide receiver again, just the way they did last year, and to have his spikes snap at the cornerback position. And that's why they gave up all the picks to go get Travis Hunter, is to have the luxury to be able to play him at both slots. And if you need him at a certain spot, you can insert him at that spot. They need him now at cornerback. They lost a good cornerback in free agency. So Travis Hunter's going to play a lot more at cornerback, but he's going to continue playing wide receiver just like he did last year.
Okay, we like that. Just like he did last year would imply that there would be a little bit more than just a couple packages. We've seen guys play on both sides of the ball, including, but not limited to, Pac-Man Jones, I believe, played special teams as a returner. I don't think he ever fair caught. Obviously, was a corner in the NFL for like 14 years or something. I forget what it was. And then he also had offensive shit because of how elusive he was. I believe Devin Hester had similar packages. I think there was, although Devin didn't play on defensive side of the ball, I guess that would not count.
Yeah, Marcus Jones right now kind of does for New England. He'll play offense, catch a couple bubble screens, then he returns.
Hey, Brad, you said I didn't know I was in the wrong place. Go Birds. Yeah, well, see, that's the interesting thing with me, right? I should hate the Eagles. I know as a Dallas fan, I should hate the Eagles. And believe me, I used to hate the Eagles. But then whenever I got into college football, and then I got attached to these players, and y'all know the Eagles drafted a lot of former Bama players, and then I was like, well, I can't hate them as much now because I want to see Devontae Smith succeed. I want to see Jaylen Hurts succeed. I want to see Landon Dickerson succeed. So it's like, I don't hate them. I don't hate them as much as I should now.
Julian Edelman did it for a little bit.
Yeah,
there.
Seawood, Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson did it for a while.
Mike Vrabel did it for a little bit. Mike Vrabel caught some touchdowns.
J.J. Watt.
J.J. Watt. So we have seen like the elite athletes in the past go on both sides. But if you're saying it's going to be similar to last year, I think everybody was expecting that. It was a little bit more than what was expected. And if he continues to grow into both roles, that'd be dope. But man, it's going to be hard to believe that the body's going to be able to do it. But I know he is considered a guy that never gets tired, in better shape than everybody else. And it's like the body, if it can hold up, sweet. Can the mental as well? They say he's high football IQ. It's like, do we still believe that it's possible?
What position you play, you're going to get hurt in the NFL. That's a foregone conclusion. But the mental part of it for me, like, the game is so tough week to week, and you know you have to game plan, and you can have a certain route, but that's going to change depending on coverages, depending on how they're playing those coverages. And same thing on defense. If we're going up against, Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb.
Darius Butler's thoughts on this because it's truth. And I believe Darius Butler, he played CB. He played CB for the Colts, the Patriots. I think he was on their team at one point in time. Can't remember who else, but I know for sure the Colts. But I really like Darius Butler's thoughts on this.
These receivers, like these quarterbacks, you have certain game plans that change on third down, red area, 2 minutes. So many different things that you have to do. And that's why so many older players came out and said, look, he can't do this. I don't care how good he is, how talented he is. He can't do this. And then from the Jaguar standpoint, at what point do you say, okay, we have to just put him full time on one side to get a return on our investment before we have to make another decision to pay him a ton of money? So I'm interested to see how it plays out physically. I think you handle both ways. For me, it's more so the mental aspect of it. So I'm all for putting him 90% on one side of the ball. And then because he is so dynamic, figure out, get the ball in his hands 4 or 5 times a game.
Go ahead, Shefty.
I don't think he's going to play less wide receiver. I don't think he's going to play less, but he's going to play a lot more at cornerback.
So, Derek, I know you were saying he shouldn't be a cornerback because of his size, but they are planning to utilize him more, I believe, as a cornerback this coming season because of the trade that went on with the Jaguars. So they're really going to have to probably rely on him in that position more than, what they might have originally planned on. But I mean, I'm not mad at it. And it's like Darius Butler said, like people don't think the mentality of it, the IQ level of it. You have to have a high football IQ to know all these plays on both sides of the ball. So I think it would be best if they have him 90% in one area and then 10% in the other. So I think that would be best. It's really difficult these days to, play both.
defense, Shefty, we put together a potential of their defense, and obviously they have the chance to add 2 great pass rushers.
Yep.
Okay, on the outside, inside stout, and then now at corner, if you're able to get locked down in defensive area, it's like the Jags could, hey,
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it, okay, because the Colts are AFC South
It's a
Kings.
good ball club last
We
year.
just hadn't won the crown in a long time.
Sure.
When was the last time? Recently?
It's been more than a decade.
On to New Year.
Like 10 years decade, or is it different? Like you guys say something different around here for decade?
Yeah, more than 10 years. I think it's been 11 or 12, but it ain't about that.
It's a decade plus.
Okay, it ain't about that. Houston Texans are a good football team.
They are.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Good
Feels like they're playing in Orlando too.
Mhm.
You normally, whenever you have to play somewhere other than your home stadium, it's like kind of ass, right? It's normally not good. Orlando's
I
awesome.
do think the Jaguars are making, positive moves. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see. We'll definitely see what happens with that. All right, moving on to Mike Vrabel and Dirty Diana. We have some more updates on that, y'all, because like I said in the last live, I said I would be shocked if Diana doesn't get demoted at her job, right? Sure enough, here's the latest news on that.
I have a video about this on a social I liked as well. Awful announcing put this out. Diana Rossini reportedly, and I love Diana. I love Diana. Be reporting while the New York Times investigates her claims relating to Mike Vrabel. Also, Mike Vrabel.
So they're sidelining Diana Rossini, aka Dirty Diana. They are sidelining her as a reporter, which is what I thought would happen.
Participated in the Patriots pre-draft press conference this year. Vrabel will reportedly not be participating.
What? This is like,
are we being a little too hard on Diana Rossini?
Please.
Yo,
Interesting choice
this is
of
what I
words.
hate about America. Why are we all in his business? Why are we in their business?
Because he is a public figure. Because they work in the public eye. Because they have notable positions. They are supposed to conduct themselves a certain way. And when you don't, that's why things like that get reported. And that's why you get demoted at your job. Because of reasons like that. But that's why people are all up in their business. Come on now, act like you got some sense.
Now, to me, I don't think they have nothing going on. I've been in workplaces, and I work with different people in talent, and sometimes some may look... What talent you been working with? Sometimes it looks like more than what it really is, right? If you hug somebody a certain way, if you talk to them too long, people want to always blow something up. I'll give you an example. Okay. Stay with me
I think this news deserves to be blown up just a little bit, don't you think? Don't you think? When you are the head coach of a football team and when you are a notable reporter, I think that's going to get blown up just a little bit because you are a public figure. Like I said, you work in the public. People know your name. They know who you are. This is why I said you have to conduct yourself in a better way.
If you're in a nightclub, if you're in a bar, and it's dark, the lights are dim, and I see a married man at the bar. He's a married man. Having a conversation with a lady, having a drink, and they're talking for 5 minutes. At the 6-minute mark, I see him reaching his phone, looking up, talking to her. I see her reaching her phone, and she's talking to him. From a distance, it looks like
they're exchanging numbers.
And they all could have been instant text message and talking to each other. So my point being is, from a distance, you can't tell who was who.
Project Leroy, that part. These dudes are capping for a reporter who is married. Married, right? Because y'all know she said she wanted some boyfriends while she was married. Married.
That means, dog, if he's at a resort or wherever he's at and she's there, they know each other. If he's in the pool, she's in the pool, they can't talk to each other. If he sees and he greets her, he can't hug her. We gotta stop getting everybody's business.
Y'all,
that's the problem.
They were doing a little more than hugging. Y'all know that video I played. Coop also played it. They were interlocking hands. I asked CDT Beats. I was like, would you let Sarah, shout out Mrs. CDT Beats, but would you let your wife interlock hands with somebody else and be cool with that? Heck no. Heck no. And even Trey on Speakeasy, he said, I ain't letting my wife do that. Not even if they were praying. You don't even interlock hands like that with someone who's married when you're praying. What are we talking about here? He's tripping. He's tripping. I can't remember his name. I think he played for the Eagles. Erroneous, if you're still here, you probably know his name. But I think he played for the Eagles. Doesn't his last name start with an M? I can't remember his name, y'all. Can't remember his name. I just know this is the Speakeasy podcast. I know Acho, but I can't remember his name.
Now we in a 1300 wars because we in somebody else's business. So all I'm saying is this: I love Mike and I love Diana. I don't know what they got going on, but I'm not digging that deep into it. And it looks like to me you can have a relationship in a workplace.
Now this is definitely a workplace relationship culture or whatnot. And you know,
let me just say too, because y'all know I said earlier, I believe in innocent until proven guilty, right? Those pictures are very McCoy. Thank you. I thought his last name started with an M. Yeah, okay, McCoy. I knew it started with an M. But I believe in innocent until proven guilty, right? Well, when you have proof like that of y'all interlocking hands at a resort that's made for couples, and it was said that that was a 1-bedroom, 2-person, like, bungalow, that's suspicious. That's evidence. That's pretty big evidence.
Superhero here in the Speakeasy, Emmanuel. I want to know what you guys what you think.
Wait, you calling the culture superhero?
Workplace
Culture.
Two
superheroes. I should go first.
Got two superheroes right here.
Got two superheroes in the Speakeasy. Here's the thing that I realized, and I think this is what's going to cost Diana the most. Diana votes on Coach of the Year, on MVPs, on All Pros. She's one of the 50 voters, and she voted Mike Vrabel for Coach of the Year. That is probably the clearest and the biggest conflict of interest. You could agree with Shady on every point Shady just made. I don't disagree with Shady on too many points. However, there is a conflict of interest when there are bonuses attached to end-of-year awards. Josh Allen had a $1 million bonus for being voted MVP 2 years ago. Coaching contracts are private, so we don't necessarily know what bonuses might be attached to Mike Vrabel winning or being Coach of the Year. 2 years ago, when Kevin Stefanski won Coach of the Year over D'Amico Ryans, it came down to one vote. So jobs are being moved, finances are being swayed, millions of dollars are being exchanged based upon votes. A vote in which Diana Rossini does have the power too. And if Diana Rossini does have that power and her relationship is in any way, shape, or form compromised, and you're talking about the movement of millions, you're talking about the movement of accolades, you're talking about the movement of legacies predicated upon that relationship that may or may not be compromised. So that, I think, is the biggest tension. I don't know. And I agree with Shady. Like, I've never once said what they were not doing. I don't know. Yeah. I've said it doesn't look great, but I've never said what they were not doing. We weren't there. We weren't in Sedona, Arizona. But if you do have a vote for Coach of the Year, along with all these other accolades, MVPs, that's Mike Vrabel's quarterback.
You know, this is a great point. I didn't even think about this, but the fact that I don't know who y'all wanted. I know many people weren't mad at it that Mike Vrabel got Coach of the Year. I can't remember who I wanted that I thought should. I'm trying to think of who was. Y'all let me know in the chat who all was nominated for Coach of the Year this past season. Because there was a name on there that I thought deserved it, that I wanted more than Vrabel. But I know people weren't mad that Vrabel got it. Or did he get it? I can't even remember. I want to say that Vrabel got it, but I wanted someone else, it seemed like. But since Diana, Dirty Diana, if they have a relationship going on and she has a say in, you know, the votes, that's suspicious to me. That's a little bit, that's too much.
All of a sudden, it may be compromised that matters. I remember somebody saying, well, what about Orlovsky being teammates with Stafford? And it's like, okay, there's a difference between being
the 49ers,
teammates
it
with
wasn't him. I didn't want him. Let me Google it.
body and holding somebody's hand or laying out with that individual. So I think that's probably the most troublesome thing for Diana Rossini about all this. The temporary suspension or whatever's going on, I think that's unfair, but that's the most troublesome.
I get where you guys are coming from with it. I think for me, it's journalistic integrity at the end of the day, though. Like you said, her having a vote for Coach of the Year, her being the one reporting inside information and
Here
news.
we go. So you had Vrabel who won it. The Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. No. Maybe it was, I think it was actually, shout out Postman. Postman, I don't know if you're still here, but I think I want to say I wanted Ben Johnson to win. So you had Cohen from Jacksonville Jaguars. He got second place. Mike McDonald's from the Seahawks. Then you have Ben Johnson, Chicago Bears. Kyle Shanahan from San Francisco 49ers. I want to say I wanted Ben Johnson. I thought from where the Chicago Bears have been in the past to how they, developed into this great team. We all seen how Caleb performed. I just thought, wow, this is an impressive coach. So I think it was the Bears that I kind of wanted to see, but Mike Vrabel got it. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to discredit what Mike Vrabel did, because after getting fired from the Tennessee Titans and then landing at the Patriots, getting them all the way to Super Bowl runner-up, I mean, that's impressive too, but I just thought the Bears head coach was more impressive, in my opinion.
Now, is she the only reporter in sports history to have this type of potential alleged relationship with the coach? Absolutely not.
That's
Is she the
a
only
hot
reporter?
take. That's a hot take. That was more Caleb than the coaching. Postman, I don't know if you're still here, but I want to know if Postman agrees with that. Where's Postman? Let me see if Postman's still in the chat. I'm gonna hit him up on the Discord. Ask him if he's still in the chat, cause let me see. You still in the chat? I wanna get your thoughts on something. There we go. We'll see if Postman is still in the chat.
Her active with maybe this type of alleged relationship with a coach. No, but it being publicly outed is going to result in a investigation, and it's fair. It's fair to be investigated. I think it's fair to have I don't know, have her on hold for as of right now. Now, I do think she should be able to continue do whatever it is that she's doing, but it's a tough look. It's a really tough
shut
look.
up.
And
Postman, aka Mailbox Sports. Mailbox Sports. So we were talking about Diana Rossini, the conflict of interest that may have been going on since all this came out with Mike Vrabel, and then Mike Vrabel got Coach of the Year. Diana Rossini has a vote in that, who gets Coach of the Year. So I was talking about, let me scroll back up, let's see. I was talking about how I wanted Ben Johnson to get it, because I was so impressed with how the Bears have been in the past and where Ben Johnson got him to now and the success that Caleb's having. But Name Brand said that was more Caleb than the coaching. Do you agree with that? Do you think it was more Caleb than the coaching? I want to know your thoughts on that, Postman, because y'all know Mailbox Sports, if y'all don't know, Mailbox Sports is a big-time Bears fan. He mainly reports on Chicago Bears. Y'all make sure you're subscribed to his channel. So this is why I'm asking him his thoughts on that. I know he'll give me good feedback. I know he ain't gonna lie. Conflict of interest, did he win by 1 vote? I mean, I don't know. I don't know, like, the voting margins on that, but I know that it says Mike Brayball won it, and Liam Cohen from the Jacksonville Jaguars, he was second. Then you had Mike McDonald from the Seahawks, Ben Johnson, the Bears, and then Kyle Shanahan from the 49ers. Hell no, Ben is a god, metaphorically. Thank you. I knew I wasn't tripping. I really thought that Ben Johnson was so impressive. And I feel like if you know, well, see, I watched college, right? So I seen how Caleb performed at USC. Like, I knew some of his weaknesses, and I really feel like they've grown him as a quarterback. Obviously, there's still room for improvement, but he's talented. Caleb's talented, but I think Ben's really, really great as a head coach and what he's done with the Bears, because the Bears were nowhere in this position, I guess like a couple years ago. Caleb's talent will be harnessed. Okay, I thought you said harassed for a second there. Caleb's talent will be harnessed and on full display because of Ben. Thank you. Ben Johnson made Jared Goff look great. That's a great take, Lloyd. That's a great take. Thank you all. Okay, thanks for backing that up. Okay. All right, back to it, y'all. That got me so distracted when we got into that with Diana Rossini and Mike.
There is nothing to hide, then that's what's going to end up coming out anyway.
So on Asho's point, I agree with that. I ain't look at it like that because she is voting for Coach of the Year and all these different awards, which he probably should have won it anyway. But, Karen, I want to ask you, though, what about on Vrabel's situation? Do you think that he should be investigated or like, how should that play out?
I think if Vrabel's situation...
Make sure the Next Level Sports Lounge is subscribed to Postman, aka Mailbox Sports. Make sure y'all are subscribed to each other, because he's great to work with as well.
He's the one that's got to answer to maybe other people in his organization about if he's a source for a reporter and there's questionable things that have been reported from this reporter, then I think there's something. But
see, this is my problem though. Like, we want to make this thing a bigger story because now I don't think he had nothing going on. And I think he's married, right?
Yeah, he is. Both of them.
Happily married. They both married. Yeah. So I don't want to make this bigger than it needs to be.
Do y'all believe that Mike and Diana are both happily married? Do y'all believe that? I don't know if I'm buying that. I don't know about that.
But it's like, let's say if hey man, maybe they're a little closer than it should be. Let's just say that. What's the problem for him though? Like, he's a football coach, and we are human, and we make mistakes. We do that. And I'm thinking, like, we about to make this a whole big thing because maybe...
I do agree with him on that part. We are human. We do make mistakes. I said the same thing when it comes to Sharon Moore. I don't think he should be ridiculed the way he has been. Y'all know my thoughts on Paige, and we went through that body cam of what Sharon Moore said with how he wanted to end that relationship with Paige, but she wasn't letting him, and it was a whole mess. We broke that down, right? So I do believe, yes, they mess up, right? But I just want to say, like, we can't excuse what's going on if that's the case.
Show me where the problem is. I'm being serious here.
Show me where the problem is. I can think of a few ways where there's a problem. You don't interlock hands. You're not sitting poolside, just you two, hugging on each other, interlocking hands, and doing what y'all were doing as married people. I mean, I ain't no expert, but that just don't seem like married people behavior when it comes to, like, if you're married and, with someone else. Or a coworker, whatever you want to call them. Thank you, Lloyd. Shout out to you. Thank you for subscribing to Mailbox Sports. Okay, great. Yeah, Postman, you're already subscribed to him as well. Cool. Diana definitely doesn't like her husband based on previous comments. Exactly. Shout out to you, Aaron Laura. You said I have to get going. Great stream and have a lovely night. Chelsea in chat. Appreciate you. All right. Okay.
On the cheap. That's
For
Vrabel,
Vrabel, for Vrabel, I don't think there is as much of an occupational issue, right?
Nothing's
And
gonna
now
happen
that-
to Vrabel if
yeah,
this is
now
a-
to Shady's
yeah.
point, like I ain't policing nobody's relationship.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
Name brand, you said this is the NFL, not a soap opera. We don't know if they are in open relationships. It's not our business. And I said earlier that when you're a public figure and you're in a notable position and you have eyes looking at you, it comes with the job. People are going to be in your business. Okay? Like that comes with me being online. Anytime you're in the open eye, people are going to want to be in your business. Sometimes it's unfortunate, but that's just the reality of it. And that's why they tell you you have to conduct yourself a certain way. You have to be weary of what you do in the public. Maybe cautious, strike that. Cautious. You have to be cautious of how you behave in the public because you have eyes on you. People might think it's not, of course there's going to be people that say, it's not our business. But when you're in a notable position as a head coach and then you're in a notable position as a reporter, people are going to look at how you behave, how you conduct yourself. And it's like what they were talking about earlier when it comes to the fact that Rossini had a vote in who was head coach of the year. This is why she's being investigated now. This is why she's being sidelined as a reporter. Because when you conduct yourself in the public and behave like that, it's going to become other people's business. I guarantee you. That's just part of it. It's going to become other people's business. That part, Chelsea, they signed up for it. Exactly. And Postman, this is something me and you talk about often, right? It's just part of it.
So for Vrabel, that's why everybody's like, well, why ain't Vrabel getting as much scrutiny? Because Vrabel, assuming they both have the same
Brand,
level.
I'm really liking what you're saying, by the way. I hope you don't take this as hate or anything, but I'm really liking what you're saying. True, but we can't say they are unhappy and all that we don't know. And I will, give a little pushback to that and say, this goes back to what Postman said as well. If you look at her previous comments that she said to the public, it shows people are questioning the happiness in her marriage. She's brought that into question based off her behavior towards the public and comments that she's made. So, it's interesting. Her vote, Postman! I like this. Her vote should be stripped. No investigation needed. Facts. Truth. You don't get a vote. This might be a hot take. I know this might be a hot take, y'all. I don't know if women should get a vote in that. Don't come at me, y'all. Don't come at me for this. Women, don't come at me for this. I don't know if women should get a vote in it. If you weren't part of the game, if you didn't have some sort of presence, that could be argued, right? Because, if you're a reporter for a sports network, obviously she does have a presence in the sports world, so I get how that could be debated. I just don't know unless you physically played the game, I don't know if you should get a vote in who is coach of the year. Is that a hot take? I just think that, it's just issues like this come up where they could be having a relationship with a player, having a relationship with a coach. I think it's just too risky. That is a super hot take, LOL. Yeah, maybe that is a super hot take. I don't know if women should get a vote in that. The only argument that I will say for that, because I'm looking at it from both sides, right? The only argument I could say for that is the fact that, okay, well, if you are in the sports world, you are a reporter, you are a part of the game in some capacity, so I get why you would want to include them in the vote. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if they should get a vote if they didn't play the game.
Lack thereof a physical game. Only one person had a occupational game.
Facts.
Vrabel doesn't have an occupational game. So assuming they both have the same or lack thereof physical game, Vrabel then really occupationally benefit from this. Unless it's like, hey, I need you to move the Eagles shopping price for A.J. Brown, but a reporter doesn't have that power.
They don't.
They don't have that power.
Another thing with her is, do you think that she should be grading and judging if players should get MVP or first team All Pro? You think she should be doing that job?
Well, she is.
That's not the. I didn't ask you that question. I'm
Ask you again.
Well, she is. Well, I didn't ask you that question. I didn't ask you all that. Stick to what I asked, okay? Don't go out into it.
She should be judging if wide receivers should be getting first team All Pros or MVP votes. Do you think she should be doing that?
It's hard to answer that question because if they're going to allow a reporter to, she's a qualified reporter to, and they allow reporters to. Now, if you want to say, Shady, they shouldn't even let reporters, that's a different conversation.
Maybe I should rephrase what I said earlier. Maybe I shouldn't have just specified it being women. Maybe I should have just said reporters, y'all. Maybe I should have just said reporters in general. Maybe reporters in general shouldn't get a vote. Maybe that's what I should have said. But I gave the hot take of just the females in general.
I would be condemning I'd be condemning several colleagues if I say like she shouldn't, because there's probably like 8 of them.
I'm just asking. So is that what you think?
I have to say yes. I have to say yes. I have to say yes.
I'll double down and say yes though too, just because I think some journalists they're covering the sport. So also I think a lot of athletes, whether in it, not in it, retired, not retired, they don't have the time to be able to watch all of the games and really cover it the same way that someone that's paid and playing them.
What's crazy?
That's the point. That's the point. Real quick. Why I'm saying is because it's not a shot at her.
Yeah.
My thing is, they can say, well, she may get information from coaches. She may, that's the point. She may get information from coaches and there. When you know somebody that knows the game of football, that play the game, they know what's going on, you give them a little job. You pay them a little bit. Hey, look, watch all the games, etc. When you do that, you don't have to worry about if this happens or that happens because they know the game. So I don't need to ask Mike about this player or that. I know the game. That's why I think that on some of these, when you judging all pros and how good players are, you should get the input from the players that play.
See, he's agreeing with me. I mean, granted, I said women. Maybe I should have specified the women. But I did say, I don't know if the women should get a vote because if you didn't physically play the contact sport of the game of football, I don't know if you should get a vote. Okay, so Postman, you're agreeing. Reporters should not be able to vote in any sports. See, I agree with that. Like, I agree.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think the tension, Shady, is they want to, in the voting, they want to diversify it, right? You don't just want a whole bunch of players on there.
You're doing too much. Don't diversify it. Why are we adding to it? Why are we doing too much like this? Just stick to it being the players with experience or the coaches with experience in the game. I don't think it should be all this extra with having the reporters in on it.
Because I Get old coach. You can get players. You get some coaches. I always felt like even when I was playing, and you need the voters, you need the reporters, you need all that. I get that, right? But I always say some reporters, if they never played, it's something they just won't even know, right? Like, and I ain't gonna make this a whole football conversation. It'll be a lot, but I'm just saying, get some coaches that played, or get some coaches that coached. That been around and know the game.
I disagree with the playing because not all coaches didn't. Let me reread that. I disagree with the playing football because all coaches didn't play. I'm trying to think of a coach who never played the game. Never played the game? I mean, they might not have played in the pros, but they at least had some experience. I mean, they had some sort of experience. These head coaches had some sort of experience, whether it was pee-wee football, high school football, or college football, playing the game. I don't know if they didn't have no experience playing the game. Never played the game? Like, never ever. They didn't play pee-wee? I find that hard to believe. Postman, I ain't gonna lie. I find that hard to believe. Because I know Mike McDaniel, he even played football. People don't realize that, but Mike McDaniel even played football. So I want to know what head coach had none. Chip Kelly never played the game of football. Not even pee-wee. That's amazing. I gotta Google this. I gotta do some research. Because, I mean, that's amazing if Chip Kelly, the former head coach of LSU, never played. I'm going to do some research and see if Chip Kelly had any experience whatsoever playing the game of football. Pee-wee means nothing, Chelsea. Come on. It's some sort of experience, though. It's more than what these reporters have. Like, I mean, Diana Rossini, she never even played pee-wee. But, I mean, even besides that, so besides the fact that they had experience playing, right? You look at, they at least had experience coaching the game. It has to do with experience, on the field experience, in some sort of capacity, whether it was coaching or whether it was playing the game of football. Chip played high school football. That's serious, even in high school, that is serious contact. It's still, you're still having a, physical contact. Granted, pee-wee is a little bit less, it's obviously amped up more whenever you hit high school, college, the pros. But, I mean, at least Chip had some sort of experience playing football. I know that Nick Saban, he played college football. Playing is not needed in order to coach those who can't teach. But they have some sort of experience in football. They have some sort of, football background, whether it was pee-wee, high school, or college football. I find it hard to believe, there's one single coach who never had experience playing football at all. You know what? If you find me a coach who never played the game of football in any capacity, I'm talking pee-wee, middle school, high school, college, or the pros, no capacity whatsoever. If you find me a coach who never played the game, I want to make a video on that. Y'all don't take the idea now. I thought of this, okay? I thought of the idea right here at this moment. So if I see somebody making a video on this, I'm gonna know. But I think if I find a name of a head coach who never played or had any experience in the game of football, I'm going to make a video on it. There are actually coaches with zero experiences playing. I gotta know names of these coaches who had zero experience playing football. Okay, moving on back to this.
And get some players that play because they're going to know the game. Yeah. And let them vote on certain players. Because if you did that, I truly believe you wouldn't have so many mess-ups on MVPs or Coach of the Years or All-Pro or Pro Bowls. You wouldn't have them issues.
Mm-hmm. I think part of it, though, is certain players, you might have biases because if a player's homies with another player, or if they cool with another player, if it's little bro, if they trained them, all the different things. Shady, you got your agency. Shout out to 25 Sports. If it's one of the young bulls that came up in their agency, now you're voting for that individual. You would hope a reporter's nonpartisan.
So you don't think a reporter that didn't play the game, that don't know as much as the player that played the game, now a player gives them some type of interviews and they're nice to them, you don't think they're going to be biased to them?
I'm saying you would hope.
Because everybody loves to feel like they're important.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Compared to every player, he going to walk past you.
Yeah.
Why am I talking to a reporter for? Compared to now, I'm going to speak to you.
Yeah. This is an old age journalism issue, though, where we act like biases don't exist. Biases are not a thing.
Come on,
it's definitely a thing. There's definitely people that are biased towards even like looking at. I'll use college football for example. The AP poll. So many guys from different areas have teams
I was gonna say I just Googled it. Todd Haley was the first one that popped up, so I'm gonna make a video on this. Head coaches who never played the game of football, who only coached. So Todd Haley says he never played organized football, youth, high school, or college. Instead, he played golf. He was the Kansas City Chiefs head coach from 2009 till 2011. I don't think he did that great as a head coach, if I remember right. If that's the time frame I'm thinking of. I can't remember. Maybe it was. I don't want to say for sure, but that's interesting. Todd Haley never played. It says Al Davis. Oh wait, okay, so he did. Never mind. Al Davis did have, a little bit of experience. Yeah, so Todd Haley's the only one that I see who never played. Eberflus never played. Eberflus didn't pop up. I can ask. I'm assuming Eberflus played at least Pee-wee, middle school, or high school. He just never played at a high level. Like it says Bill Belichick, he never played at a high level, like college or the pros. But he did have some sort of experience playing football. But I need to make a separate video on that. Moving on, y'all. I got to get back to this video.
For the place simply because of where they're from, the football that they're likely watching on a week-to-week basis. So I think it does matter. But in this case scenario with these two, Vrabel, nothing happens with them. Because, like you said, there's not really much to gain. And then with Rossini, it is a question, though, because it is a conflict of interest. It's not the fact that they might have a relationship. It's what they both do occupationally that's the issue. Trey, I know you got some...
No, I just was going to say, you don't even have to look that far for bias, because we just saw it with the Hall of Fame voting on Belichick, where the guy came out and said, I'm not voting for him because of,
I looked up
whatever.
Eberflus, it says he played high school, college... Oh, so he had he did really well in college, actually. So, no, Eberflus did have experience playing. I'm talking to somebody with no experience whatsoever. Like it said, Hurley, he played golf, but he never played the game at any level. So far, Hurley's the only one I got. Mike Leach, I don't know. I think Mike Leach had some sort of experience in some sort of... R.I.P. Mike Leach. I miss Mike Leach. The only one, like I said, the only one that popped up was Hurley. But let me type it in. If Mike Leach was someone who never had experience. Again, Mike Leach did play football. He played high school level. So Mike Leach had some sort of, experience. And he was recruited to play for a university, but an ankle injury took him out. So he definitely had, experience. Mike Leach did. Again, like I said, so far, the only name that I have is Todd Haley.
So we bias has been a thing. It's always been a thing, and people are gonna vote for.
I was thinking like, if there's everybody's gonna be biased, Acho, everybody's biased.
Yeah.
But you tell me you rather take somebody's opinion that didn't play.
The truth is, and I personally, if I were selecting it, I would probably rather have
Haley. Postman. You said Haley, not Holly. I thought I did say Haley. I've been saying Haley.
A whole bunch of different players that voted, but I do understand and coaches.
Yeah.
But I do understand this. I understand the diversity in voting. I do understand that. I do understand not just wanting a whole bunch of
meatheads, and also not just wanting a whole bunch of like super data nerds, and also not just wanting a whole bunch of like coaches. I understand like the diversity of it. That's where they got me. I'm like, okay, because there is something interesting, though I don't subscribe to it. I'm not on team data of football. I'm on team game tape of football. Yeah,
But-
I'm a game tape guy.
But
There are people who are like data, and I'm like, okay, if you want to diversify the voting pool to where some people are data people, some people are game tape people.
Data is the easiest way to have that conversation then.
I
Because when you got data now, I can take out
Wait,
that
is it
who played and didn't play.
Hallie or Haley? See, I had a friend named Haley in school, and she spelled her name Haley. But are you guys saying it's Hallie and not Haley? I mean, that's one of those names where you could say it either way. But I had a friend in school. Her name was Haley, and she spelled it like that. But you could say Hallie for that as well. I've seen Hallie spelled different ways, like Hallee, Haley, and then I've seen it with I's in it. So different ways you can spell Hallie or say Haley, because I've seen Haley spelled that way as well.
That's some computer stuff.
Yeah.
And it's lazy because you don't have to watch games.
I'm saying, I'm talking about you get in this seat, I'm gonna get in this seat. We're gonna put this TV on and we're gonna talk football.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Right.
Yeah. That's why you need to come to 25 Sports, because your agent can't talk to you about football. He'll tell you about some numbers and some numbers that he never made. Because I made all my money.
Oh wow.
And then some.
That's true. And then some. Trey, what's up with these super chats, G?
But now, did you find your earring, Shady? We need to know while I get into these super chats.
Wifey says at the crib.
Okay, cool. Wait, wife?
What?
I'm out.
He said white tee.
Oh.
He said my white tee is at the crib.
Oh.
Yeah, he
said
said
white
tee is at the white tee.
No, but we talking about
Did you
earring.
say WIFEY?
He said
Bro,
white.
what? Yeah, no, I got a girl. What's wrong with y'all? I've been in serious dating with my lady. I gotta know
But
that.
wifey is a different.
Yeah, that's like we're taking another step.
It's like
because when you first mentioned
two
it,
of them are single. We're talking about me and you.
I forgot.
this was the evolution of it. First, he said, "I'm out the streets."
Yep.
And it was very, very vague. Then he said, "My girl."
Yep.
Then it was my lady. Now it's wifey. Then we just noticing the progression.
What are the levels? Is it like?
See, when you dealing with guys, it's not super coach. See, I'm the culture guy.
Man, he out of pocket for this, y'all. Think he's out of pocket.
When you dealing with guys, when they're not that culture, they don't
slander.
really. So my terminology is a little different than hers. So I'll just say girlfriend. That's better for them. That cool for y'all?
God forbid.
Is this the first time you got a girlfriend on the show?
God forbid a couple guys try to gas their homie up about being, in a relationship.
Can we get a round of
Now we
applause for
uncultured
girlfriend?
swine.
Let's get a round of applause for girlfriend.
I'm not clapping for Shady. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the dissing, man. Tired of the dissing.
I don't know if he needs a girlfriend, y'all. Okay, moving on from that. We had a great deep discussion on that. This is actually taking me longer than I thought. Oh, someone just subscribed. Shout out to you. I was like, what is that noise? I don't know who just subscribed. I couldn't see it. But I know somebody just subscribed. Shout out to you for that. I don't know who you are. Come in the chat. Let me know who you are. But thank you for subscribing. Shout out to you for that. That was cool. That scared me at first. I was like, what is going on? But that was cool. I don't even know what I was saying. That threw me off, y'all. My groove has been thrown off. Let me play my drop. Y'all know my drop. Oh, come on. Not even my... Y'all, I don't know why my threw off my groove is not wanting to play. Let me go to my drops real quick. I don't like that. I'm trying to play my threw off my groove drop, and then it does that. What is up with that? Let's see. Oh, I gotta re-download. Man. Make me re-download all my drops. That really did throw me off. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. Threw off my groove. It's always something, y'all. It's always something. Which one is it? Which one? There we go. Found it. That was a fail. Okay, we got it back. We got it back. I can play my drop now. My bad, y'all. My bad. Shout out to whoever subscribed, though. And back to my drops.
No! You threw off my groove!
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the Emperor's groove.
Okay, there's another two that I wanted to play. If I can find it. I wanted to play, let's see if I have it. My clips are re-downloading, y'all. I don't know why I did that. Oh, wait, wrong one.
No!
This one's for players that F up. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, man. Oh, here's one, too. That's funny. Everybody lying.
Because I be feeling like everybody lying. Nigga, you lying. You ain't do that. Because I be feeling like everybody lying. Players fuck up. Players fuck up all the time. I was pissed. Players fuck up. Players fuck up all the time. I was pissed. Players fuck up.
Well, that was me right now. Players mess up, y'all. Players mess up. I was a little bit mad whenever my drops weren't playing. What was I saying too earlier? I said, man, this show's taking forever because I've just been chit-chatting away. But moving on to the next main topic. I believe we are finally on... Oh, man, no, we're not even on that yet. I gotta talk about Aaron Rodgers, y'all. So, Aaron Rodgers, update. We're still waiting on, is he going to go to the Steelers, is he not? So, here's that.
Okay, let's talk about amenable things. That is a team and their draft prospects. We're getting close, very close.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, WrestleMania is this weekend, and then the draft, the NFL draft, is next week. Dreams are going to come true. Lives are going to change. And potentially, pillar players are going to land in their homes forever. Cannot wait for that. Let's go to some convos around that entire thing next Thursday night, live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Cannot wait to be there live. Schrags and Diggs will be in their trailer of brain trailer.
I love that. That's what it is.
The football the brainler.
Yep.
The football brainler.
Yep.
Live from the football brainler, right behind our set here. Toad and Schrags will be in there, obviously covering that. We'll have all the boys. We got some special guests lined up. Cannot wait to celebrate the next generation of NFL superstars. But on that note, Tone has a question for you, Shefty.
Yeah, Shefty, since it is next week, storylines are kind of coming together now. Obviously, everybody knows the draft. 99% starts at number 2, whether that's going to be Arvell Reese or David Bailey or maybe somebody else. But besides that, what do you think the storylines are? What's the biggest headline that you're watching going into this final week before the draft?
Well, that's a great question.
I know.
We're in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got more picks.
3 a.m. Shout out to y'all, or shout out to you. Make sure y'all are subscribed to his new channel. Let me go check his channel, y'all, because I'm going to look and see if y'all are subscribing to him. Y'all, get his subscriber count up, okay? If you're in here and you're not subscribed to 3 a.m. Adoptee Voices, make sure you are subscribed. It's a great channel, very informative. Everyone needs to be a part of it. Make sure you get his subscriber count up. And he teams up with the Real Precious. Is it the Real Precious Network? I'm trying to think. I know for sure the Real Precious part, but he teams up with her and they collab. but make sure you're subscribed to his channel. But 3 a.m. asked me, are you live streaming for the draft, I believe? Is that what you asked? Can't wait for the draft, my favorite part of this time of year. Are you having a live stream? So I'm supposed to be on Real to Sports channel. So I will be on his panel. He's having a big shindig for that. That's where I will be for the draft, or where I'm supposed to be. So if all goes as planned, that's where I will be for the draft, I believe. Chelsea, good blank. Got to go set up for my live stream tonight. You are a part of the family now, so come on in when you can. Make sure y'all get the likes up and subs up for Chelsea. Great channel. Thank you, Lloyd. Yeah, for sure.
Than any team in the league right now. They've got 12 going into the draft. And Pittsburgh right now also doesn't have an answer from its quarterback. Now, I know that everybody expects him back, believes he's going to be back, but the last I checked, they were getting an answer. Number 8 weighs in and commits or doesn't commit or announces his intentions to come back and play or not. I know everybody expects he's going to be back. We all believe he's going to be back, but he still hasn't given them an answer. So if he hasn't given them an answer by the time the draft starts next week, do the Pittsburgh Steelers at some point in time draft a quarterback? Do they draft a quarterback anyway? How high do they draft a quarterback? I just think it's kind of an interesting little question here that's sitting there until number 8 weighs in. Now, again, you know what would be cool? What would be cool is if at some point in the draft, he walked out on the stage and announced he was coming back.
I ain't gonna lie. I like that idea. I like the idea of Aaron Rodgers coming out during the draft, like a final hoorah for Aaron Rodgers, and announcing, being back at the Steelers. I don't know where G Honda is, but shout out to G Honda. Still Matic Network. I'm saying that right now. I still say Still Magnetic. I think that sounds cool too, but I guess it's Still Matic Network. But shout out to G Honda. He's a Steelers fan. I wonder his thoughts on that. Would he like Aaron Rodgers to come out and announce he's coming back to the Steelers in that way at the draft? I think it'd be cool. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Oh, I can see it now.
They play Renegade, and he comes walking out to announce the Steelers.
What's he waiting for, H?
It's like that would be pretty cool.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for life from the
Holy shit, is that right?
Not even Thursdays
Great
doing a day.
question. I actually answered this question on the Next Level Sports Lounge when we were discussing the draft, but I wouldn't be mad for Arvell Reese or Caleb Downs. I know right now it's said that Ruben Bain could be who we end up going with. I don't know how I feel about that. I know that he had prior legal troubles. I was just informed of this the other night, but I found out that he had prior legal troubles from a car accident. No charges were brought against him, and the NFL has considered it settled. People are saying that could impact where he goes in the draft, but it wouldn't be out of pocket. That it wouldn't be unusual for Dallas to get a player with some sort of legal trouble past, right? That's not out of pocket for the Dallas Cowboys to do. But Arvell Reese or Caleb Downs is who I would want.
Remember, he was going to do that big night out, too.
Yeah, that was certainly a lot of expectation that other people were putting on a program that wasn't possible. Feels like that happens in wrestling a pretty good amount as well, but Big Night Out certainly had those situations. It would be incredible if Aaron Rodgers walks out, does the dap up with Goodell.
Yep.
Full circle moment, because remember, his draft night wasn't the most fun.
Yeah.
He comes out to Oh Mama. Yeah. Sticks, Renegade. Place starts sensing a little bit. Holy fuck. That is him. He starts walking across the stage. He goes, yes, Yinzers. Yes, you can hear me. And this is exactly what Aaron Rodgers would definitely want to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, stand, yell at me. Then he walks over to Roger Goodell and goes, I got this one, Chief. Okay, pushes him to the side. grabs the card with the 8th pick of the NFL draft. A man who's going to be joining a team that I will be the starting quarterback for. And it plays,
Mac, you said Pittsburgh Squealers. You should say that in my Discord. Say that to G Honda, okay? I wouldn't be mad at that one bit. That's funny. Pittsburgh Squealers.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome. He opens it up and goes, damn, this is a terrible pick.
Quarterback, Ty Simpson.
It would, but that would be a great moment. I mean, I'll tell you what, if Goodell would let him, maybe we get a gut punch and we do a stunner in this entire thing, something like that for the 8th pick. That would be dope. And AJ, you would know better than us. That sounds like something that would be right down his kind of lane, right?
Yeah, he's been real mum on his plans, but now that you lay it out like that, why would he not? He might start the draft and say, hey, I'm coming back, and then Goodell comes out. So it's a big pop off.
They need to make that idea happen. If that's not already set in stone, they need to make that idea happen. Especially if it would be for real Aaron Rodgers last year.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I mean, nobody's heard anything on the time. It just keeps being pushed down the line, and at some point, like,
what are they saying, Shifty? What are they telling you?
Push down the line.
What are the teams saying? The team's got to be. If the team's frustrated, wouldn't they reach out to you and let you know?
That's not what the Steelers do.
They're not frustrated. I just think people thought there would be an answer.
So Steelers aren't frustrated. That's very telling to me. If the Steelers aren't frustrated about it, I wonder if they don't have something planned. It would be a big deal if, what ends up happening, like if Aaron Rodgers was to come out at the draft and announce his return to the Steelers. That would be really cool, obviously, but I'm wondering if that's why they're not upset. I mean, they seem to be chill. The Steelers seem to be chill about it. The only ones that are upset are the fans and the reporters who are like, come on, give us a yes or no.
Hearing, like, asking various people, and they're like, yeah, we should have an answer here in 30 days. Okay, great. Well, 30 days came and went. Oh, I'm like, where are we at?
Mercury's in retrograde. How's he going to make a decision when Mercury's in retrograde?
Okay, what does that mean? Is that amenable to, what does that mean, what you just said?
Well, when the Mercury's in retrograde, his stones don't align, okay? So he's not seeing the world clearly.
This is a great joke. I love the little humor here from the Pat McAfee show. Talking about his stones and whatever is not aligned. That's so Aaron Rodgers.
A mockery out of something. That's not real.
Is there no crystal shops in Pittsburgh?
There is a lot of crystal shops in Pittsburgh. Thank you very much.
Guy's busy having sex.
I was going to say,
just relax?
Got too much stuff in his stones right now. Once he depletes all that, then he's ready to play.
There you go.
Not yet.
On his time, okay?
Yeah, because he is in good shape.
Exactly.
Get his rocks off.
We know he is in good shape. So I do like that ownership has come out. We're expecting an answer before the draft. That's a big statement. That's a big statement. But once again, in the NFL, draft will come and go, and then like 3 days afterwards, that statement doesn't matter.
So they
anymore.
are expecting an answer before the draft. I think that's interesting. We'll see what ends up happening because, like Adam Schefter said, everything keeps coming and going. Every time they're like, oh, well, we should have an answer by this time. That day passes. Still no answer. So could it be finally when draft time comes, we finally get the answer? I think that's the most reasonable. I think that should be the case. Because if they go past the draft, that's ridiculous. Especially when, you need to know that for if you need to draft a quarterback or not. I don't know if they would. I don't know if Steelers would want to draft a quarterback because of the draft QB class being considered weak. But like Pooh Man said earlier, Pooh Man made a great point. People who doubt this draft class could end up being legendary. Great point. Moving on from that, I did have one from the nightcap as well, talking about Shannon Sharp's frustration of, Aaron Rodgers not giving an answer of if he's returning or if he's not. But I'm skipping that one because I've been on here long enough, y'all, and I need to eat dinner. So we're getting into the main topic of today's show, which is going to be on Jaylen Hurts and on Wicks being traded and AJ Brown. Shout out to G Honda actually for this one. I don't have it on my screen, but G Honda did send me the Wicks trade. And I forgot to mention it in my last live. I fumbled the ball on that one. And it was because I didn't have my show play call list up. But I fumbled on that one. But here's an update on the Wicks AJ Brown situation going on.
About another trade that just took place. Dontavian Wicks heads over to Philadelphia. They also brought in Hollywood Brown, right, this offseason?
Yeah.
And this is all with a bunch of A.J. Brown smoke kind of happening.
Elijah Moore they brought in as well.
The Patriots obviously were a talking point because of Rabes' relationship with A.J. Brown. And whenever people saw what they were like in Tennessee, they obviously start linking them together up there to New England. Are they just trying to get 100? How's this? More weapons? What are your thoughts on moving Dontavian Wicks to the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah.
I think there's a case where an A.J. Brown trade remains in play. I think there's every possibility that he could be traded. Everybody around the league believes that. Doesn't mean it happens, but it's certainly on the table. And so the Eagles have taken the steps they need to. Now, you can look at it the other way and say, okay, they went out and added Elijah Moore too. Elijah Moore and A.J. Brown were college teammates. Maybe you're trying to entice A.J. Brown. But I think when all is said and done, I think I'd lean him being traded. And they now have gone out.
So Adam Schefter's leaning towards A.J. Brown being traded. This is a bombshell to me because I was thinking, I've been saying, I don't think A.J. Brown's going to be traded because at the time, Eagles were pretty adamant. Like, it just didn't seem like that was a possibility. But with all these changes and what's being reported, it could end up being a possibility that he very well still could be traded. Despite what's going on with the Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini, despite all that, he still very well could be traded.
Dontavian Wicks. They've added Hollywood Brown. They've added Elijah Moore. I think they've taken off some of the emphasis that they need to go get a wide receiver, let's just say in round one. Like, I would think that they're going to draft a wide receiver here at some point in time. I still think the chance of an A.J. Brown trade are real.
Okay, this is the first time you've said that. Just a couple seconds ago, you said you think he is going to get traded.
So Adam Schefter is saying that he thinks the A.J. Brown trade is real. Adam Schefter does not take what he says lightly when reporting on these trades and deals, and it's because he has connections that he cannot burn bridges with. This is how he's the NFL insider. With all the happenings going on, he cannot be burning bridges. So for him to say that it's still a big possibility, it's very real, I think the Eagles, everybody needs to be taking this serious. It very well still could happen. What is up, Momo? Shout out to Momo, aka Momo Rants. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. I am doing well. I hope you are doing good.
And my brain immediately went like, whoa, is that new information? I was just at a golf tournament that didn't allow cell phones on the course, Schefter. Jeez, the last 2 days. I didn't know if this was just known stuff, and I was sitting in the sun and I got scorched. Did we? I think we've done a lot of, they don't want to move on from him. They don't want to move on from him. This feels like the first time I've heard you say that they are probably going to move on from him.
Well, I think I've been pretty consistent. I've leaned more likely to trade than not, and I'm still in that camp.
Further in that camp?
Say that again?
Further into that camp now with the Dontavian Wicks trade?
That didn't move my needle at all. To me, it's just another sign that they are willing to move on from him. Just another sign, like reinforcing what we thought all along, which is that a trade is in play, remains in play, and that there's real possibility it's going to happen.
You're saying a needle can't get a little motion with the Dontavian Wicks trade, but it certainly solidifies some thoughts that we've had for a while. I like that. Okay, last question here, Schefter, on NFL News.
I think that's putting some pressure on A.J. Brown now as well. It's like, well, we're making these deals. The draft coming up. Would we really need you? I think they still need A.J. Brown. I ain't gonna lie. I still think the Eagles need A.J. Brown. But the way Adam Schefter's talking makes me wonder. As an Eagles fan, I believe the beginning of AJ's discontent came when Saquon became the focus of our offense. He isn't the focus anymore and wants to be, which is fine, but Saquon is now. That's a good point, Mac. That's a good point as well. All right, moving on from that to some more Eagles news, like Eagles updates on Jaylen Hurts.
Topic of conversation this offseason whenever it comes to NFL quarterbacks. Real talk with MJ, one of the funniest guys on Twitter, I gotta say. He said this offseason has proved Jaylen Hurts is the face of the league. Very interesting take here. I want to know you guys' thoughts. Do you guys believe Jaylen Hurts is now the face of the NFL?
I saw this by Real Talk with MJ. That's why I wanted to discuss it.
Yeah.
No, Jaylen Hurts is not the face of the National Football League. That is Patrick Mahomes, and it is disrespectful to suggest otherwise. Now, Jaylen Hurts is the most polarizing player in football.
The question was, is he the face of the Eagles, right? Did I hear that wrong? I thought the original question was, is Jaylen Hurts the face of the Eagles, the franchise? I don't think he said the NFL in general. But I do put Jaylen Hurts up there. Like, I think if we're talking about the Eagles, I think he is the face of that franchise. He is the face of the Eagles.
People think that Jaylen Hurts is elite. Other people think Jaylen Hurts gets carried by the Philadelphia Eagles. But just because you are polarizing, just because you are highly discussed, does not make you the face of the National Football League. The face of the National Football League are multiple
so they
times.
said the face of the league. I mean, I would have to. I don't want to agree, right? Me being biased, y'all know I'm biased. Let me make sure I remember this timestamp just in case. Y'all know I'm biased, okay?
Player stalker.
Wrong one, y'all.
That's just me.
All
Now,
I
maybe
know
I'm biased a little bit. Maybe I'm biased a lot of bit. But who cares for this discussion?
That's why I think Jaylen
So y'all
Hurts
know I'm
can be
biased,
considered.
right? I would want to say Jaylen Hurts is the face, but considering what Patrick Mahomes has done, I do think the NFL wants it to be Patrick Mahomes. They're always looking for the next Tom Brady, right? That's what they've pushed on Patrick Mahomes. It's unfortunate. I don't want it to be Patrick Mahomes, but I do agree with that. I'd rather it be Jaylen Hurts. I think they should move towards it being Jaylen Hurts, especially if Jaylen Hurts has another outstanding year. I feel like it should be moved to Jaylen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes. But Jaylen Hurts has to win more. It's unfortunate, but Jaylen Hurts has to win more Super Bowls to become the face of the NFL, unfortunately. Because right now, it is Patrick Mahomes.
Elite. I would call him a top 5 quarterback because he wins like that. He's polarizing. But the face of the National Football League, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to Patrick Mahomes to even make this suggestion. However, if Mahomes were to miss this season with another injury of some sort, a broken shoelace for the entirety of the season, Jaylen Hurts could be in that conversation. I think after Pat, I think Jaylen Hurts is a top 5 face of the NFL. Maybe even top 3, but definitely not the face.
Who do y'all consider the top faces of the NFL? I'm going to play this again. I'm going to play this again tomorrow. But who do y'all consider the top faces of the NFL? For me, I believe it would be Patrick Mahomes, Jaylen Hurts. Maybe you throw in Josh Allen. Would you throw in Josh Allen, though? Because Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl, so would you throw him in there? But he does get talked about a lot. I don't know. For sure, I put Patrick Mahomes first, and then I go Jaylen Hurts.
It is. So, I rock with you, MJ. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't mad at you. But if you ask Jaylen Hurts, he would tell you he's not the face of the NFL. Yeah. You know, I think we all still look at Patrick Mahomes as this is his league. You know, they had a down year, but overall, he wins. He's always on commercials. He's always, you know, in the playoffs. He's always in the AFC Championship game. He's always in the Super Bowl. So, it's still his league, you know. But then again, Jaylen Hurts is a very important player in this league, though, right? That's why we talk about him. I think because,
the way he plays, the way he wins, right? The city he plays for, Philadelphia, is a big market team. So you always talk about him. And another thing I learned about this game, when you mention the Eagles, you're going to get some ratings. That's the truth. So when they hate on my boy and they talk about him, I get it. I get it. If you want to go pop or you want to go viral, just bring Jaylen Hurts' name up.
Yeah, I do think from a competition and narrative standpoint, Patrick Mahomes is the face of the National Football League. I think it's two things, right? So there's that competition and narrative standpoint, what we talk about in terms of players and what they need to do for their legacies, wins and losses, that matters a lot, right? But then there's also popularity, right? Jaylen Hurts, unquestionably a top 5 most popular player in the National Football League. I think the most popular player, it's very by far and away, it's Shedeur Sanders. After that, Justin Jefferson for the younger. Patrick Mahomes is still a I'm talking about from pure social media aspect and whatnot. Justin Jefferson's huge.
Kelsey's one.
Travis Kelsey's also huge as well. But for the narrative that we're talking about for the sake of this show, I think it's Patrick Mahomes by a long shot. But I don't think it's top 5. I'd argue from a narrative standpoint, in terms of players that we talk about, he's probably sitting at number 3 behind Lamar Jackson or maybe Josh Allen in there as well.
So I'll save this for tomorrow. Continue this for tomorrow on another discussion. But I want to say, yeah, Quan, Mahomes is by far the face of the NFL right now. But here's another twist, I think. The most influential, I would have to say that's Jaylen Hurts. I think he has a huge influential presence. He's very inspiring to many people. Seeing what he's done since college, how he's overcome obstacles, and how he speaks in the media. What have you seen time and time again? Clips of things that Jaylen Hurts has said that inspires. Talking about the rat poison. Shout out Nick Saban. All these different clips that are viral from Jaylen Hurts. I would say I think Jaylen Hurts is one of the most influential. But that's it for that. I'll save it for tomorrow. I need to go eat some dinner, y'all. It is almost 8 o'clock and I have not ate anything. So I definitely need to go eat some dinner. I didn't realize it was this late. The show ran late. Granted, I was behind today, right? I was behind. But let's go ahead and close it out with a motivational video. We opened with a motivational video, got into Derek Delivers Sports, my little segment for Derek whenever he sends me a ton of football content in the Discord. Shout out to Derek for that. Got into an update from Next Level Sports Lounge on Dan's mom, which was a sweet moment with her fighting stage 2 breast cancer, and they all shaved their heads. I shared that clip, so shout out to them. Make sure you're subscribed to Next Level Sports Lounge. And then got into all the NFL updates and we had some off the topic discussions I didn't think we were going to get into, but it was great. It was great conversations from y'all. And now we are going to close it out with the motivational video. Thank you, Mac. You said good show, Chelsea. I appreciate that. But let's close it out with a motivational video. Okay, here it is.
Go after your dreams, right? Go after it. I never compromised that. I never allowed anybody to tell me what I was capable of accomplishing. I never let anybody tell me that I can't do, right? I went after it. If you want to accomplish something or do something that a lot of people think is difficult to accomplish, you have to put all your eggs in one basket, and there's no compromise. Go after your dreams.
So, y'all, I played this one before. I played this last live, but I thought it goes so well with the opening motivational video I played earlier from Stash Cash YouTube. Shout out to his channel. But he was talking about the fear that, content creators, and this could go for anybody, the fear you have of creating something and just overthinking, second guessing yourself, and the concerns you have about being judged by others, letting that impact you. And I thought this was a great one to close it out with. go after your dreams. Put all your eggs in one basket. Sometimes that's what you have to do to accomplish your goals. And you can't let outside noise, outside factors, or your own thoughts discourage you from that. So I thought that was a great one to close it out with. True, he does have some good inspiration videos. I saw them on X and IG. Okay, yeah, you're talking about with Hurts. Yep, truth. Stay blessed, y'all, for sure. But thank y'all for being a part of the show, being involved in the chat. Y'all are the best, Touchdown Tribe. I truly appreciate the support. I'll speak English one day. Press 1 for English, as I like to say. But I truly appreciate it. We're growing. We're slowly moving the chains on the YouTube football field, making them first downs. You know, we passed the goal of 270, so shout out to us for that, Touchdown Tribe. That's really exciting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so excited for us. Again, slowly moving the chains on the YouTube field. But that is going to be it for this show, Touchdown Tribe. I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.
I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's